3, 2, 1.
You hear that, ladies and gentlemen? That's the sound of freedom.
Bud Light, baby.
Yeah, we're drinking Bud Light. Happy freaking Pride Month, everybody.
Go gays.
Go gays.
Go theys and everything else.
Everything else. I do want to bring up something real quick in the intro.
Not a good beer.
Oxford Dictionary defines pride as a feeling of deep pleasure or satisfaction derived from one's own achievements. But then when you look up LGBTQ pride, it's a different definition.
What do they got?
LGBT pride is the promotion of the self-affirmation, dignity, equality, and increased visibility of lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender people as a social group. You know that pride stands for something?
Like PRIDE?
Yeah.
Oh.
It stands for professionalism, respect, integrity, diversity, and excellence.
I don't like that.
Yeah,
I like everything it stands for, but pride, we know what the word means.
Yeah, it's like,
and I get what it means.
It doesn't need
for Pride Month.
It doesn't need to stand for anything.
Nope. It stands for being prideful or proud of oneself.
Yeah, but professionalism.
Like, no?
Diversity, I guess. Excellence, integrity, respect, I guess.
But
also, it doesn't need to be a whatever that thing is called.
Because, an acronym.
An acronym.
You can just be proud of yourself.
Yeah.
Which means I'm not proud of my own, diversity.
Well, here's the freaking Pride Month. Here's the freaking drinking Bud Light or drinking whatever the fuck you want, because who gives a shit?
Ain't shooting these cans. Well, not because of gay people. I won't.
Jacob doesn't like... This beer is fine.
It's not good.
I was drinking a better beer before this. Let me take a sip of it.
Always brewed using the choicest hops, beast, barley, malt, and rice. Best barley, not beast barley.
Beast, barley, malt. That's their slogan?
I fucking
Always
guess.
brewed using the choicest?
Choicest?
Choicest? That's just, I feel like they need to have a better word.
Yeah.
It should be always brewed using the pridest hops. That's what it should be. But this is the freaking Moist Monday podcast. Let's get into it.
It's a little one, but it just won't go away.
Are you ever worried because you have so many tattoos about body damage?
I mean,
especially because your profession is body damage.
Well, so my chest one is all scarred up from getting stapled and stuff like that.
Yeah, but that's it's just holes, right?
Yeah, but there's a lot of white holes, and you can notice them in the right.
Luckily, most of your body is a black crow.
Well, and also I don't have a lot of color, which is nice.
Yeah, because I feel like if you had colorful tattoos, then scars would really fuck them up.
Yeah.
But black and white, it just kind of just blends in.
And they'll be easier to fill in later.
Yeah, you can just cover over. Yeah, have you ever gotten to a point of touch-ups?
I had a few touched up, but that was the month after I got the tattoo, where it was
when there's a lot of color or black.
Well, the Nosferatu one, just because it's all black. There are parts that just didn't get filled in, but they were smeared with ink, so they couldn't see that.
And then you go in.
So just when I got my next tattoo, I was like, "Hey, can you get those spots?"
But isn't it wild that eventually you, or I guess you don't have to, but people do go back and get.
I wouldn't mind to in the future because I'm getting more sunlight than I would like on them.
Yeah. So, on a touch-up, what is it? They're just going back and filling in small areas or the outline?
More so, filling in the lines.
That's weird. So, it's basically just re-tattooing the design, and they're just following the stencil?
Yeah, so, my Starry Night will probably be the worst one when I'm old because it's more complex. That will probably just be a blob in the future.
Yeah, that's what's so wild is eventually, they will just fade, especially on areas that get really sunny.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
But I hate when people are how's that going to look when you're 80? I'm how the fuck is anything on me going to look when I'm 80?
Yeah, I don't care.
Nothing's going to look good.
It also, if you made it to 80, fucking wild.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah. I don't care. So my first tattoo I got was a cross on my arm, and my eventual idea for that is to be a half sleeve with flowers.
Yeah.
And so I think like when I do that, part of the flower design will be getting a touch up of the cross, like at least the outline.
Yeah.
You know, just so
firm it up.
just so it seems more like a whole piece instead of just adding to it.
Because I have one part of my body that looks like not as good, and that's my elbow where 3 tattoos meet. It's just kind of a messy area on my body.
Yeah, that's an area that nobody ever sees.
Yeah,
really.
and but also because my elbow piece is a giant black bomb.
Yeah.
It has a lot of empty
the way
spots.
the compass hits it, and also the edge of the bomb.
Yeah,
like it looks like it's lost a little bit of color,
well,
or maybe it's shadowing.
It never had color. Like it just didn't get put in right. But the thing is, that's such a horrible spot to get tattooed.
How did you, when they were doing that, how did you lay? Did you have to like have your arm like this?
Probably.
Did that hurt?
Yeah. I mean, that was one of the worst. And that one, it sucked to get it because I blacked out just the entire tip of my elbow.
Yeah, dude, it's like it's basically a black ball on his elbow.
So the worst part about that one is while it was healing, it swelled up like crazy. And I didn't notice how much I bumped my elbow on stuff or just immediately rested on stuff.
Oh, yeah, especially like putting your hands up.
Yeah, like anything, especially because I was a welder at the time. So
was that, because you have a lot of tattoos, when did you get that one in comparison? Was that like a later one part of the sleeve, or was that kind of early on?
It was before I did probably anything to my chest or legs.
Okay.
So
you were just mostly doing arms.
Yeah. So it's still during like that phase, but like I was 20. 22 maybe.
I mean, dude, you have a fuck ton.
And I haven't gotten one in over a year now.
Yeah, that's you got so many, like, because it's so wild. Like I was friends with you and you had like maybe 3 and I had like maybe 3 too.
Sure.
And then like when I ran into you, you were just covered again.
I was at least at like 8 when you and I stopped being friends, because I know around then I'd gotten like 4 small ones.
Yeah, you were getting small ones.
Yeah.
That's the tough part is like,
so I want
to get small ones, but it's like you're like covered in sleeves, but like when you first start working on sleeves, how do you know where to put the original placements? You just kind of go, and then you're just like, well, this is open. Let's fill that.
Yeah, you think of like designs and how they would fit stuff, but like I didn't really plan ahead.
Yeah, because I don't really know. I would love to have a half sleeve, and then I think I want like a half sleeve on my left and then a full sleeve on my right.
Sure,
I think that'd be really badass.
And then but also eventually, why not just, if you want more tattoos, just get a full sleeve.
Yeah, exactly. But like I think like my left arm will be like more like sentimental.
Sure.
Like with the flowers, and then my right arm will just be kind of fuck aroundy. Because I think my next tattoo I want to get on my right arm is just the Rubber Duck Productions logo.
Sure. Do you want that logo or do you want a rubber duck?
I want maybe like a renovation of it, but I want a duck. I want a duck with flames on it.
Right. Because yours is real, just like
somebody
you can make the flames at least better.
Yeah. So I want something like that, and then also like I'll get that a fungus bob tattoo. Like I kind of just want like all like the eras of me, and then I don't know, maybe I don't know, but I do want to get more tattoos, even though the thought of tattoos freak me out. Like I'm such a baby.
You oddly do not handle them well at all.
Well, the next tattoo I'm getting, I guess, is Fast and Furious related.
Yeah, that'll be easy.
Vroom vroom. Yeah. So maybe I guess we're doing it together. But I was thinking
that one we should just find a walk-in.
Yeah, but I was thinking because it's so small, like, do I get another small one at the same time?
But for both of us to get it, because we both will have to fill out paperwork and shit there, we should just get that together.
And then just pay the $50.
If you like them, then go back and get more shit.
Yeah, because it's just words. Yeah. It's just letters.
It's 5 letters.
Yeah, I don't know where to even go anymore, because you lost your artist.
Yep, they retired, which is a bummer because they've done 40 something tattoos on me.
How many do you have? Do you have a count?
I made a list one night.
You like actually like wrote out?
Yeah, like I did like a limb at a time to figure it out.
That's fucking awesome. And then you counted them.
Just because I've always wondered.
I think so. While you're looking that up, I think I have 5 or 6. Just a bunch of miscellaneous ones all over my body that I always forget I have. I just always forget I have tattoos.
46.
Holy shit.
And I believe that has my last few.
The current updates, yeah. Sure. Damn, 46.
Yep.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Especially because you're 26.
27. But yeah. And I
keep forgetting we're getting older.
I know.
Because I was like, you're younger than me. And so I'm like 1 year younger, 26. And wait, I'm not 27.
Nope.
I'm almost 29.
18 to 27. So 9 years.
You got 46 tattoos.
Yep.
Damn. Was there like a year where you were just super heavy, or was it just...
There's a year I probably got like 20 of them.
Holy fuck.
Yeah.
And you just couldn't move?
Because the calves were the worst ones to get because I got both calves done.
And they're detailed
probably 3 hours each.
Like the fucking detail's insane.
The Frankenstein monster and the bride.
On the back, and they're big.
Yeah, and they're full color.
God, so like, did it hurt to walk after that?
So that one, because I was with Izzy at the time, and then we went to like the grocery store to grab shit, and then if I stopped moving, I couldn't start again.
Because it just tightened up.
Both calves would just lock up completely. That was the worst like I've had.
Oh, really?
Well, my bat healed wrong because of it's at that.
Oh, so anytime you moved your arm.
So the wrap rubbed it, and it got. That's the first time I've ever gotten infected, and that was also the only time I've ever.
What do you mean, like what is that? What happens when it's infected?
It just got gross.
Oh, and then
like it swelled up in the ear, and like
what do you do about that?
Inflamed.
Then you just gotta
take care of it, wash it out, clean it, and that was the only time I've ever over moisturized a tattoo.
Yeah, because you were trying to counter it,
which I didn't know
was a thing. Yeah.
So when you over moisturize a tattoo, I think what happens is the moisturizer then gets kind of your skin grows over it a little bit. So my arm was full of like moisturizer acne.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like because your skin was just permanently wet for a while.
Yeah.
Yikes.
So I had skin heal over the moisturizer, and then
I forgot you had to, since I haven't got a tattoo for a while, I forgot you have to like moisturize
the whole part of it. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember because I have a calf tattoo as well, but mine's a lot basic. It's just the Nirvana logo. So it's a lot more simpler than what you got.
Yeah.
But based on all the ones that I've gotten, that one was the easiest. Like it was like, because it didn't hurt at all because it was all just on kind of muscle.
Yeah.
And I could just lay down and not really see it because it was behind me. But I remember after I got that, like I forgot about it obviously because it's on the back of my leg, and I got out of the shower and did the towel thing. And dude, that hurts so fucking bad.
I've done that on a few of them. That's really bad.
Where you just forget and you just, oh fuck!
I think
it's such a weird pain. Like, I don't even know how to describe it. But
I think I sucked most of the ink out of my lip tattoo because I have a tattoo inside my lip that says Nilbog.
I forgot about that.
And like it's still legible if you really look at it. If you know what it says, you can read it. But because that one felt like it was more like a cut. So, and if you have a cut on your lip, you kind of suck on it. Yeah. So I think I just sucked a lot of the ink out.
When you were getting that one, did you just have to like hold your mouth open?
Yeah, I just held it like that.
Oh my God. Did that hurt?
It felt like it was more of like
someone was like cutting.
Yeah.
And you just had to like not move.
It wasn't that bad. I mean,
I guess also, it was just a word.
None of the tattoos were that.
You like pain.
I mean, I'm just better at handling it.
You're into it. I think he's into pain.
But like that doesn't affect if you feel it and it hurts.
Yeah. Dude, lip is wild. I had a buddy at my old job that had his eyelids tattooed.
Jesus. On the outside or?
On the outside. Okay. So like when he closed his eyes, you could, so every time he blinked, you were like, is something on your
What is it?
I don't remember what it was, but he had both eyelids. And
that never seems worth it.
And I mean, he also, he was kind of like a country like hick boy, so he had like a bunch of, he was covered in tattoos, but he had a bunch of just like young drunken, and I think he said his eyelids he did one time when he was drunk. Oof. And it's just like, Jesus Christ,
like, at least I've never been that dumb.
I think and I was like, man, that sounds like, I don't even, how does that happen? You have to keep your eyes closed, but then you can't, that freaks me out because if you go deep enough you get your eyeball,
I guess,
right?
People also tattoo their eyeballs.
Really?
You've never seen that?
I don't think I've ever seen that.
People tattoo just their eyes different colors.
Holy fuck. How does that not fuck up your vision with a needle going into it?
It can if it goes into that part. You do the whites of your eye.
Dude, and you just gotta, that only makes me think of A Clockwork Orange where he has his eye fucking.
Yeah.
And then you're literally just staring at the fucking needle.
And
Jesus Christ.
And to get different parts, you have to look around at different spots so they can reach different parts of your eye.
Holy fuck.
Because my artist said she'd never do that on people. Because also,
God damn,
I imagine there's a finite amount of liquid in your eye. Like it's supposed to have I assume it has.
It liquefies itself, it's like
I'm
a
saying
self-cleaning.
Inside, I think you have the right amount of liquid in your eye where you don't want to pump more into it.
Oh yeah, and just the fact that it's so close to fucking up your eyesight.
Well, I'm saying I think that would add pressure to your eyeball.
Oh, like make it grow a little bit?
Well, yeah, like as in like you're not supposed to put more in, where like your skin you can put stuff into it and it's fine. I feel like your eye, you can't, there's not room for more. Like, so you're just making your eyeball bigger.
At what point do you go, I want to get my eyes tattooed? Is that when you're covered?
I mean, at the point
or that's your career? I
guess.
Oh God. Let us know if you have your eyes tattooed.
That'd be weird if our fan base got to that. Because
that'd be weird if it was only our fan base.
They didn't talk about it. It's just like, oh shit.
It'd actually be like, makes sense actually. But then they're like, we're not going to listen to the entire month of June. They're those people.
I feel like people who have their eye tattoos are pretty friendly to any group of people.
Yeah, they're not.
I think they've
gotten rid of the judgment entirely.
Well, because that's a weird thing about like, same with like just being very tattooed. The judgment you get from that, it's so not similar to like other kinds of judgment people get, because people are judging me for a thing I did to myself. Yeah. I've heard some people say like, talk about how fucked up it is that we get judged for having visible tattoos. I'm like, well, yeah, it's fucked up. But it's also, it's not the same as like racism. Like some people talk,
way different.
They hate them for who they are.
Yeah, like, literally how they were born.
Yeah.
You weren't born with tattoos.
I chose to put all this shit on. Like, yeah, I shouldn't receive judgment for it, but like some people like, that's their like reach.
They just
to
hate,
being like,
yeah, some people just hate a certain demographic because of the demographic.
Yeah.
And it's just, that just is wild to me. Dude, I don't understand. I mean, obviously in today's climate, tattoos are a lot more acceptable. And they're a lot more, I think with our demographic, it's becoming everything, not just tattoos, but everything that's like, everything's becoming just more.
Well, because I feel like when we were younger, it was like, yeah, just don't tattoo your forearms.
Yeah, just so you can like kind
wear
of
a shirt and cover everything.
Yeah, cover up.
And now it's like, probably not your hands or face.
Not your hands or face, but then it's also like if you have a back of the neck tattoo, that's fine.
Or like, yeah.
I always forget I have one on the back of my neck that's always visible.
Right, yeah. But like that one's like, you don't think of it as a...
It's not like a face tattoo. Or
right,
like
yeah. Or even a neck tattoo. Yeah. Where like a neck tattoo is something else, but that one's just not.
Because it's just so clean and in the back.
Izzy's got a behind the ear one, and like that one doesn't feel like a head tattoo.
No, because it's different, but it technically is, right? Yeah, where, it's not like a fucking teardrop under your eye.
Yeah, because I think at this point, I'm leaning towards not getting my head tattooed.
Oh, really? You had like an idea for a while.
I still love my idea, but I don't think I want to be that all the time.
Yeah, that's true.
And same with like split tongue, where I really want to, but it could affect so much other
like your
stuff.
Speech and your...
Well, and also, I don't have my dream job right now.
Yeah.
And there's a chance that could prevent me from getting a different... Where like all my other tattoos, I don't think are a big deal.
Yeah, because you don't have the hands or the...
I don't even think hands would keep me from my dream job. True. Because my dream job probably wouldn't be that. But a head tattoo, maybe. That is I get
what you're saying about how you don't want it to be like, you're like, I would love that, but not all the time.
Exactly.
Especially because like, I mean, you could wear a hat, but then also
it's still, that's different than I could wear a shirt to cover these, but like these aren't that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Like as a heavily tattooed person, head is completely different.
Head is a weird thing that I think like once you get to the decision of doing it, then you're just like, okay, then I'll just get a few or like a big one or like a... Yeah, because you wanted to get like a snake for a while.
Mm-hmm. I still love that idea. It would be the snake wrapped around the forbidden fruit, where it's like kind of by my ear.
Yeah. Well, have you ever thought about like just having someone draw it on you just to see what it looks like a Sharpie?
I mean, that'd still be expensive, and then I have a Sharpie on my head for a couple weeks.
The only reason I bring that up is because I was scrolling through my Facebook photos a few days ago trying to find the photo of the juice, which I couldn't fucking find.
Damn.
Dude, I can picture what the photo is, but I couldn't find it. So I don't know, maybe Josh took it and it's on his Facebook or something. I don't know. Maybe. But I found photos from when we went on our trip together. Mm-hmm.
And your girlfriend drew.
Yeah, she with Sharpie drew tattoos, and she like did like the thing around your thing, which is wild because you didn't have any tattoos here, and now you kind of have the you kind of have the similar thing, at least the words right here.
Well, so I wanted this, but she couldn't draw that small with a Sharpie, so she did the full one because I hate those tattoos.
Where it's all the way across.
I mean, not in general, just on me. I would never get one.
But it was like, it's just so odd to be like, oh, you have like no tattoos, and
I saw a lot of tattoos at that point. Yeah. She drew on one on my arm too.
It was just kind of cool, and then it's also
I remember at that concert, a girl started hitting on me and complimented my chest tattoo.
And it was just a Sharpie.
So that was when we saw Panic at the Disco.
Yeah, that was when we saw Panic at the Disco and walked the moon. That was awesome. That was a freaking... It's kind of fun to like do that, but then what makes it fun though is like it's not permanent.
Yeah.
So then you're like, you kind of just embrace it, and then it just washes away in the shower. Because she used to draw on my arms all the time, and I loved it. I was like, this is fucking badass, but then it eventually go away,
Well, like tattoos are weird because like some of them have a story to them. Like, so like for this one, I got dumped that day when I got my sword swallower tattoo.
I've never like really looked at your tattoos because like I just look at you more.
So the shitty thing about that one is
that one's actually like really cool. There's a lot of color in it.
I got it when I was 20. That's stolen art. That was a picture I really liked, and I asked my artist to do it, and she did it. Like, we changed some shit about it, but like that was one where today I wouldn't have gotten that.
Oh,
that is someone else's design, which is something
still,
like that's bad. You shouldn't do that. Because I'd be pissed if somebody got one of like my tattoos. Like some of these are pictures.
Yeah.
Like the Hermit one. That's
it's a tarot card.
It's from like a thing.
Yeah. So on my body is mostly fucking logos.
But that's different than this is a stolen tattoo
It's a
design.
stolen art piece that someone created as a tattoo.
Yeah.
That they wanted to tattoo.
So I regret that. I still love it. I'm glad I have it.
It's still fucking cool. It's a lady sword swallowing.
Yeah. And like I added more flowers and I gave her the Misfits tattoo and I think something, maybe her hair or something is different.
Yeah, that one, there's a lot of detail in that one. That one's kind of, I think that's kind of fun. That's why I'm like, haven't got one in a long time. Is just because I don't have an artist.
Yeah.
I think if you have like an artist, you can be like, hey, do you have any ideas? Or I have an idea. Can you sketch some stuff up? And then you're like comfortable with like the whole art process.
Everything else is original art or things you're allowed to use.
Yeah. Like
Houdini poster,
the ticket stub.
I mean, even UFO, that was like original, but like it was just
UFO compass. You know,
well, the UFO is that one I was embarrassed about too because the weekend I got that I went to a big music festival, and they were like, "Oh, I love your X-Files tattoo." I was like, "What?" And they're like, "Yeah,
the UFO."
I didn't know that was the X-Files UFO, a show I never watched.
Oh, is that really? Mm-hmm. That's the. Okay, so
I want to believe
you just found like a.
I wanted a UFO tattoo, and that was.
But like, dude, also it's just a UFO.
Well,
like,
yeah.
But also I get that it's related to X-Files, but it's also just a UFO.
Sure.
You know, like.
But I was embarrassed that I didn't know.
Yeah, and you're like, fuck. Yeah. I do, dude. X-Files does look pretty good though.
It's a good show. It just wasn't my show. It's one of those where it's a hour-long episode. And they're generally different, same characters, but then there's an overall arc. Same with like Supernatural, Buffy, Doctor Who,
which are all good.
Those shows you have to pick yours,
and it's just like, man, there's just so many episodes.
I mean, that was just so big in the early 2000s and 90s.
Yeah,
there's episodic.
I know Wes is way into X-Files, and I like the theme and like.
So like Izzy watched X-Files while I watched Doctor Who.
Oh, okay, so she knows more about man, and then it's just kind of what that clicked for you in the.
It's just what you saw, and got hooked.
Because it just sounds intimidating to start to get into any one of those. So
fucking much to them, and also those are shows where you technically could skip 3/4 of the episode because it's just
still kind of understand what's going on.
Yeah, because they just are standalone episodes.
Yeah, where they're trying to solve like a mystery,
and then they go somewhere else and solve a different mystery. Yeah,
yeah. I want to get more tattoos, and I've been saying that forever. But it's just, I get so nervous.
The hard thing is also, there's so many tattoos I wanted that I'm so glad I didn't get.
Oh, really?
I was going to get an all-time low quote on my rib cage.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That would have been a bad one.
I mean, it's wild to think how many tattoos you do have at your young age, and then all the tattoos that you wanted to get and haven't got. You know what I mean?
Which I'm glad for the ones I didn't. And most of the ones, so like if I could change my tattoos, maybe I wouldn't have Totoro on my bicep.
I like it though.
I'd have Totoro somewhere else though. This could have been a cooler tattoo.
Yeah. I mean, I like it.
See, my big issue now is that I'm on stage all the time. That's the main tattoo that shows.
We talked about that.
When I'm hammering a nail or eating fire.
Kind of like, it adds like a nice like obviously
a softness.
It adds a nice cute softness to the edginess that you're doing.
It could have been somewhere else.
Like literally you're like flexing and then you just see Totoro sideways. So I kind of like that.
Could have been something cooler.
Yeah. I mean Totoro, that's cool.
Could have been something cooler.
Yeah. I was trying to think like if I would have done what you did and got a bunch of tattoos, dude, think I would have got so much pop punk tattoos. Yeah. Like All Time Low, Pierce the Veil, fucking bullshit lyrics. Like, and it's just like, I was obviously way into it at the time, but now looking back, I'm like,
these are good, but like I don't need them on my body.
And it's also like, that's who I thought I was when I was 19.
Or I would have gone too big with them.
So maybe it's good that I'm
even now. Like I wouldn't mind getting like the All Time Low skull and crossbones.
Yeah,
and or the little ghost girl from Pierce the Veil.
But small
and symbols.
And
not
I would totally be fine with doing that because like. It may be on my bullshit arm because that's kind of just my era
as a filler, yeah. I mean, do you know what this symbol is right here? I can't remember the name of it.
I recognize it probably from your body.
Yeah, it is so my mom did like the family tree. And I think it's like my 43rd great grandfather. It was King of Brittany.
Oh yeah, I remember you telling me this while we were climbing.
Ellen,
I think.
Yeah. And then that's the symbol on their flag. And like, I don't fucking know if I'm actually related to him. My mom thinks so.
Your mom just found out and you're like, I'll get it.
Well, no, because it would be funny. And so I say that's my like pop tattoo because that's what I call him. It's like a lot of this is just bullshit.
But it's kind of cool how it kind of is bullshit. But then you're like, oh, I remember music festival and like the breakup and like all this shit.
Ooh, the matchsticks are stolen too.
But also this is a matchstick.
But it's not. That's an original artwork.
Is it?
Yeah.
What's it? It's a matchstick.
No, but if you look at it, it's not. It's an actual drawing.
Yeah, I get it.
No, I'm not. Like, I'm saying, like, I get that it's just a matchstick, but like, you shouldn't steal art.
Yeah, I know. But luckily, I haven't.
I think those are the two big ones that are actually like stolen. Someone wanted to steal my gravestone, and I got pissed.
Oh, the thing for you made a grave mistake.
I've made it, yeah, because that hasn't happened before. I looked because I thought it'd be funny, so I looked it up and I couldn't find anything similar to it.
Damn, wait till we get a moist blended tattoo. I probably will.
What'd be a good one?
I think we talked about this before, but Ooh, or just like the little water droplet. That's what I use for like the emoji.
Sure.
Just something kind of small.
Yeah.
And but not just a black and white. It'd probably be blue.
Just a little splash of the blue.
Yeah, just because if it's black and white, then it's like a teardrop, and I don't.
Fair, yeah.
It's just like, oh, you killed somebody?
No, I have a podcast.
No, I have a podcast.
Somehow even worse.
Two white men.
Yep. Just a couple of white men speaking their truth.
Drinking Bud Light. We're not going to talk tattoos this entire time.
Okay.
Even though we could.
All right.
Unless you have anything else you want to say about your
I'm
tattoo.
good.
But I do want to, I just started summer school.
Oh, yeah.
And I kind of just wanted to talk about that a little bit. So at the point of recording this episode, I have 1 week in.
Yes.
And summer classes, I think I think a normal semester is 16 weeks. I think if I'm right, something like that. But I think summer school, it's advanced, it's quicker. I think
like
it's
12.
10.
Okay.
I think it's a 10-week. And so all of my classes are fucking 3 hours long.
Yeah, it sucks.
And they're like labs, but it does suck. But then also they give you time to like get shit done in the classroom. Like I wrote down, like, it's hard to remember what the fucking names of my classes are because they're all the same. They're all the same. So the first class I'm taking is studio photography.
Okay.
And that one is nice because it basically, I mean, obviously I'm only a weekend, but there's a little bit of a lecture and then we go into the studio, take the photos based on the lecture, and that's the homework.
Yeah, it being studio where it's all in-house, then that's nice.
Then like literally, and it gives you time to edit and upload, and you upload all of the photos to Flickr, which is like a photo app that's not Instagram.
Okay.
Where you can join groups. I don't know. So far in that class, we've just been doing headshots and like messing around with lighting. And dude, I also don't. So like my summer classes is all about photography. I don't get it.
Do you like it?
The more I do it, the more I'm like, oh, that's a cool photo.
Sure.
But at the same point, I'm like, oh, that's a cool photo. End of sentence.
I don't need to take it.
Like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't get like people that just do photos. Obviously, you can make a ton of money doing photos, and the people that take great photos, that's awesome.
We have buddies who do that just for concerts.
But like, video just tells a story. I guess photos tell a story too, I guess. But
it's just not your medium.
Yeah, I just like doing video.
Same. I mean, you're not a painter.
Yeah. I just don't get it.
Yeah, it's just not your medium.
Yeah, I just like video. But it's so wild how photos are so confusing because like there's all this shit with like ISO, aperture, shutter speed, and then all those things affect the photo and affect the darkness and lightness and
such minute reasons, but together.
And then it affects like the depth of field. So then like I don't know what any of it means, and I'm learning it. But then also like, it's wild because it's summer class. Yeah. So a lot of the teachers don't care.
But DMAC's supposed to have a very good photography course.
What's
like best in the state?
Yeah. I mean, they got really nice, like, shit. And all the people that are teaching know what they're doing, but it's summer. So they don't care.
Sure.
I mean, I've only been in a week, but like, they're just very just like
laissez-faire.
They're just like so chill. And they're just like literally one of my professors canceled class next week already because he has a side gig that came up. And he's like, I got to do this, so we just want to
work.
Yeah, we just won't have class this week. And it's like, we already have shortened, so it's like, it's wild. And then,
well, if you don't care that much about it, probably an easy grade then.
Yeah, hopefully it's easy. So then I'm taking principles of digital photography.
Okay.
Which I don't even know what that means. And so that's the class that's canceled. And so that's just going to be another class where we just learn about photography.
The principles of what was the first class?
Studio photography.
Okay.
And then this is principles of digital photography. These are different classes.
Do you use digital photography in the first studio one?
Studio photography is all digital photography.
Okay.
It's wild. And then my other class is Photoshop for photography.
That sounds helpful.
Where you have to go out and take photos and then you learn. But literally the first half of the semester
how to take a photo
is not even going to be Photoshop. It's going to be Lightroom, which is a different Adobe product that's a little bit more basic, and then the last half will be Photoshop.
That sucks.
But the class is called Photoshop.
Yeah, they should just teach you the hard one and start with the basic parts of the hard stuff.
Yeah, I just don't get it. And then I'm taking an online only class called Intro to Film.
That sounds fun.
It sounds really fun. That class actually starts next week.
Oh, God.
But what's wild is it's an online only class, so it literally there's no meeting time. There's no class meeting. So like I don't even know who's in the class. I don't even know what the professor will look like.
Yeah.
It's gonna be one of those things where it's like probably watch this video or watch and then write a paper,
but not a discussion.
And it's like man, like out of all the classes I'm taking, Intro to Film is like I love film.
Yeah, the one you're looking forward to.
So it's just gonna be wild. I gotta like spend like since I bought a new camera, we're using it for this, and I've used it for video and
for your podcast.
Yeah, but we've made videos with it, but and it takes great photos. It's a great camera, but like literally I have to sit down and like go through the manual and like go through like YouTube videos of like to understand photos. Like that's wild to me.
Yeah.
I guess I don't I all this shit applies to video.
Sure.
In a certain aspect, but it's so much more important for photos.
Yeah.
Because it's just a single image instead of 24 images a second.
Sure.
Like in film, it just doesn't.
This is one of those scenarios where you're just talking at me. I'm not taking in
I'm
shit.
also talking at you and I don't know what I'm talking about.
Exactly.
Like it's going to be a weird semester. Like I literally, one of my assignments is just to go out and take photos, and then we're going to figure out how to, like literally the next lecture on Wednesday is going to be, this is how you import photos into the program.
Jesus Christ.
Like it's gonna be like
sucks.
And it's like, oh man. Like I think I'm gonna have to do a lot of outside learning how my camera works.
Of how to actually use it, yeah.
But it's like I'm complaining, but then also
you're in school.
It's gonna be nice to know how every single part of my camera works.
It will help with side jobs too.
And then also, people need photographers.
Now you can do photography.
And that can be part of my portfolio and be like, I don't like it. But
hire me, and I'll do it.
It seems this might insult people that do photography. It seems fucking easy.
Is it?
Like, you know what I mean? Like
I don't know.
Like video obviously is easy too, but it's moving, and then like with editing. But photos, you can just fucking click, and then like, dude, there's so much you can do post production in photos.
Because the thing is also with digital. I mean, now you can just delete all the bad ones. You can take 100.
Yeah, and like literally with the advancements of AI in Photoshop.
You've been telling me about that. That's fucking insane. I saw a video explaining it.
It is so wild. You can literally just be like, circle an area. I haven't messed around with it, so I don't know. It might just be, it's still in beta, but you can just circle an area and be like, remove this or change this, or I don't like the shirt I'm wearing, replace that shirt. And it's like, dude, it just does that.
You have to try that with one of our videos. Just give us fake clothes.
What? Dude, it's for Photoshop.
Oh, okay.
It's not for editing. See, video work is a lot tougher because it's moving, you know? So like, that's fucking confusing. But I saw like a wedding photo, like they were messing around in Photoshop where like they were standing above, like they were standing like on a curb, but the curb was like one of those yellow curbs.
Sure.
And they were like, we don't want that in the photo. So she just like highlighted it, removed it, and it just looked like they were standing on a flat thing, and like they just made the dress. And I was like, what the fuck?
That is weird.
That's insane.
I saw one where they removed the entire family.
Yeah, they slowly erasing people. Yeah, I saw that one too, and it's just like.
And then she's like, "Well, what would I look like in a white shirt?"
Holy shit, dude! It's just. But then I saw another video where, so like it's really cool what AI can do, but then when you zoom into the photo, you can see a hard line. The image quality isn't as good. Okay. Because I think what it's doing is just copy and pasting this similar idea
of the background.
Yeah, of the background. So then when you zoom in, you can see like this soft line.
Could you say
it's not as in?
Could you like take a photo of us and be like, make us naked?
I don't know, dude. Maybe. That's it. That'd be fucking wild.
Yeah.
I haven't messed around with the beta of the AI at all. I've just seen a lot of videos on it, and it's wild to me. So I wonder if we're going to cover that at all this semester, especially in the Photoshop class.
I wonder how weird you can get with it.
Yeah. It's just, because literally.
Can I take a photo of you and be like, what would you look like Korean? Like, can I do that?
Dude, you just literally type in a prompt. It's like ChatGPT meets Photoshop.
Fucking weird.
So like literally you take a photo of a product, you can erase the background and be like, put this on a beach.
Yeah.
Put this on a mountain. Put this on or you can be like, yeah, change my shirt, change my freaking watch, change my.
Can it be like, give me a tattoo?
Yeah, probably. Dude, I think probably. And then you can like put hats on people, remove. Like, it's like, dude, it's like, what? And this is just the beginning of AI. So it's like.
I wonder if you could be like, give me hair. I wonder if it could give me like good looking hair.
Well, I wonder if it can give you hair, and then I wonder if I could say remove my beard.
Ooh, like I wonder guesses what your chin looks like.
What my chin looks like.
That'd
and it
be
probably
weird.
is like, that's believable because I don't know.
Yeah.
You know,
not gonna find out.
That's fucking weird, dude. It's really cool. But like eventually, like, man, do photos at this point even matter then? You know what I mean? Like, that's just like, because it's like
we might as well be doing Renaissance painting again. Yeah. Where it's like, oh, mate, put me on a horse.
Yeah.
Like shit like that.
Well, and
weird.
Also,
it is like that.
There's so many people that do photos for a living, and then the way that you can just manipulate. So it's like, do you even need to be a good photographer at this point? Obviously, you got to know how to use Photoshop and the AI, and you probably have to have a good photo to start with. But eventually,
or just a clear photo.
But eventually, do you?
Yeah.
Like, if you can literally just whatever you can think of in your brain, change it, and then it does it for you.
Well, did you hear about like I think my phone's new enough because this is like the 21 where it was something that these kinds of phones did where you could take a photo of the moon and then you could get a really high def image of it.
Yeah.
But where it wasn't actually you taking a photo of the moon, it was you taking a photo and then it knowing like, okay, you're in this location at this time at that angle. This is what the moon would look like.
Well, I mean, that was the commercials for that phone. I remember seeing.
But it turns out that's what it actually was doing, not taking an incredible photo of the moon.
I remember seeing the commercials where it was like, damn, your phone can do this, and it showed like a crystal clear, but it's like, oh, it's not actually the real photo you're taking. But it's
what the moon looks like. Yeah.
But it's like,
I never tried that on this one, though.
It literally is like tricking you into buying the phone and tricking you into thinking that you took that photo.
Yeah.
That's wild.
It's a weird pat on the back.
It's like, dude.
It's the same thing of me Googling what's the moon look like tonight and it's showing it. And then I could just like, I took this.
But even, yeah, it is the same thing. But the phone is tricking you. The phone is tricking you into thinking I did take this, so I'm a good photographer.
Yeah.
So I have good zoom. So
that is weird.
It doesn't make AI doesn't make any sense to me.
Nope.
And the fact that it's slow. We've talked about it before.
Yeah, we have a whole corner for it.
Maybe we're in the AI corner right now.
Let's see if you put it up.
But it's just so weird, like, and it's advancing so quickly. Like, this Photoshop stuff is just it's still in beta, so like you don't have to download it, but you can if you want to, and like,
which means it's not even perfected yet.
Yeah,
it's gonna get better.
And the fact that it is exponential. So the way once it's already been created, the fact that it
just will get better.
It's just gonna snowball. Like, dude, I wonder how that's gonna work. Like for just like if you're making like a band poster or something, and you're like, I don't even have an image. Can I just AI create an image, and then import that, and then change the things I want? Because you can already use things to create images. And then import that into Photoshop and then change the image?
Not even with Photoshop, but eventually we'll be able to make a fake episode of this podcast.
Oh my God.
By giving it everything we've ever said.
Yeah, probably just
and then it can get an hour of us talking.
Probably upload every episode and then it's like, okay, this is what they typically look like. And this is how they talk. Dude. And then it's just like people, you could just release it and not tell anybody. And then
it'd probably be like a little off, but not bad.
Especially once it gets fully, you can kind of tell now with like the ChatGPT and stuff.
4 now, but like I haven't used the most recent one.
But like, dude, it's been what, 6 months?
Maybe like a year, but 6 months since it hit like mainstream.
Dude, what's it gonna be like in a year? Like, holy shit!
I mean, it's gonna improve itself. And then when the quantum computer comes out,
what does that even mean? What's a quantum computer?
It does like computing at like a molecular level, whatever the fuck that means. I listened to a podcast where it was described. I could understand like a third of the info.
Where you're like, holy shit, but I don't get it.
It's one of those just, I believe you things.
I don't even know what, like, because quantum is like
it's teeny tiny,
but also like that relates to like quantum physics and like quantum, like it makes me think of like quantum break and quantum leap and like all this shit where it's like they like can somehow hack into the tiny and then time travel and freeze time and all this shit. Like I think quantum like relates to that kind of,
or that's just it's a cool sounding word. It's a quantum link just hooked onto that.
It is a cool sounding word.
Same with Quantum Mania, the new Marvel movie.
But yeah, what does that have to do with quantum?
Because they go tiny.
Oh, dude, I don't know what to think, and like, I mean, I think
I'm just trusting the smart people to tell me about it. It's like the whole like do your own research bullshit, but now I'm like, I don't fucking know. I
don't get it, dude. Yeah. How can I do my research if I don't understand it? It's just so wild, dude. I don't get how, like, we've talked about it before, but like creativity and just like being able to create stuff on your own is just going to go by the wayside.
But also,
like you could probably use Photoshop to make it look like you painted something.
Yeah.
To make it look like this is a photograph of a sculpture I made.
But also there's this next level of creativity.
Yeah, where you have to come up with it with your own brain.
Where you know how to use it.
Yeah.
People who can make incredible things in Minecraft are still creative, but they're using that platform to create.
Yeah, because you still have to come up with the idea and come up with how to do it.
And how to use it.
Yeah. But if you combine all the different AI things, you can be like, hey, ChatGPT.
You know how to combine them, though, as part of it.
That's part of the creativity.
Yeah, if you
it's
combine
a different type of creativity.
Yeah, if I combine two colors, I can make a new color. I didn't create the new color, but I used what I had to do.
You use your knowledge, but you can literally be like, "Hey, come up with a prompt for this," and then you use that prompt, enter it on another AI site to come up with something, and then you can take that AI thing and put it into something else. You know what? So do you just keep?
Okay, but also you think an artist could paint a picture, but now they're like, "Oh, you can just take a fucking photo of the field." What did you do? No, I captured the field with this photo.
Yeah.
It's just a new art form. There's always gonna be artists. It's just a new easel.
Oh, that's a new easel. Mm-hmm. That's a good freaking thing.
Fucking Van Gogh can't edit a video.
Yeah,
but you can't paint because you don't need to.
Yeah, because I don't need to.
That's not the only way to create art.
But what's weird about AI though is we kind of mentioned this in my mass media class is like AI stuff when it comes to copyright and trademark.
That is what's
and all
weird.
This shit. Like it's gonna become like this thing where it's like I used AI to create it, but I technically don't own it because like there's like all like the laws and regulation behind AI.
Yeah.
Like I think AI won a photo contest once.
Ugh.
Like a photography contest because it was a cool fucking image, but then they were like, oh, it's AI, so then it doesn't count.
It's taking it from different things.
Yeah, so it's like, dude, it's gonna get the blurry line is gonna get it's already getting wider and wider and wider.
Well,
and then also like, are we ever gonna be able to know if you AI modified a photo or AI?
The other thing with like ChatGPT is that it does have an agenda. It has things it's not allowed to talk about or do.
Yeah,
it's like you're not allowed to make it get violent.
I think sexual. I think it doesn't do sexual.
Yeah, it's a medium that does have limits, which is weird because they haven't made a limitless one because people on the internet are horrible. So they'll make it.
You see how people are doing with the new Zelda game?
Yeah. But like the thing is with like a painting is you truly can paint whatever. Like it is a weird tool where it does have limits now.
Yes, and so then you can't fully just. Because you could paint a naked body.
Yeah.
I mean, there's naked drawing classes where you just draw people.
You can photograph naked bodies. You can imagine it. You can write about it. You can do anything. But you can't
film naked bodies porn.
But you can't chat GPT with a naked body. Or ever until people are able to make their own, which is a weird one. Because as long as it's these corporate ones,
so
they will limit
it. It's a controlled creativity where it's kind of
it's a medium with a funnel, which is weird.
That's very weird because it's becoming like this mainstream thing, but it's funneled. Yeah, that's really so when you think about that and then all that, dude, that's weird.
But also that removes the human element from it, which is nice. Where it kind of does take all the extremes of humanity out of it, the violence, the sexuality, like all that kind of stuff.
And it just becomes its own thing.
Yeah, it's just this cleaner.
It's just. Yeah, so then it's like, man, humans are gross. Humans are fucking.
Yeah,
but we are.
So is it that, or are they removing the imperfections of humanity, where now it can't discuss even like religion or politics or anything that matters?
Yeah. Like the things that make you.
Or,
The things that well, like, dude, everybody's different. Everybody has different beliefs. But like those things that, like your core values and your core things, that's what makes you. Hmm? So then like when you combine that with AI, it's removing that part of you.
So ChatGPT kind of seems like the network television version of humanity. Where it also has to go through the system.
And it understands like, oh, insert laugh track here and like that kind of shit.
Yeah, it's
like,
clean. Yeah. Where it's not anything goes yet. I'm sure it will be eventually.
Eventually once people figure out
versions of it.
How to, like, this is like the adults only AI ChatGPT, and it's like,
Replica got horny, I think. And I think Replica could get violent.
I think Replica got horny because Replica is that AI dating app, right? Or dating? Is it a dating? Or
it's just someone you can talk to, but you can lead the conversation sexual immediately if you want. I think I downloaded it just to see what it was once.
Damn. Okay, that's fucking weird.
Yeah, but like they don't do stuff right.
So like, it can go sexual, but then you kind of are forcing it to go sexual.
You are directing it, yeah.
So then it's like, Man, and that app is so popular, I feel like.
Is it? Or do they just advertise it a lot?
I see it all the time on TikTok.
And it's always just like one girl.
It's always that one girl trying to talk to you in a sexy voice.
And it's like, why are you paying her? Was she somebody famous before this? Or is she
making some money?
She has to be making a lot of money off of it, but is it working?
Oh, you have to pay for the app?
I don't know. No, but advertisement, promotion.
Oh, yeah, for it. Okay, yeah. I'm kind of glad that we have a podcast, period. No, but I'm kind of glad
we're the only ones who are.
I'm kind of glad that we have a podcast to kind of document our thoughts of it at this current juxtaposition.
I thought we were all going to be in the metaverse. I was wrong.
Yeah.
Yep.
But like, it's going to be like kind of cool. So in like a year, it can be like, oh, this is what it's evolved to. What did we think it was going to be? Like, they were kind of just discussing. This is kind of cool about like creating content. When you talk about things like this, it's like, you don't know what the future is going to hold. So then this is kind of just like a footprint.
I'm treating this as a personal joint journal.
Yes, it very is. And it's our joint journal.
Yes.
It's our diary that they're eventually going to find and then print into books and monopolize it.
Yeah, just like Anne Frank.
I didn't want to say it, but that's where I was going with it.
Yeah,
that's wild.
That one's fucked up because I don't think she wanted it out. I've never actually read it.
No, I don't want to read it.
Because also, didn't they remove a bunch of stuff about her, like, kind of having feelings for other women or something like that?
Oh, so they fucking censored it?
I think so.
So they released her diary, but then censored it?
And also, it's her fucking... Because how old was she when she wrote it?
Fucking child. Like 12, 14 maybe?
Like 14 maybe.
Yeah, something like that. Dude, that's one thing that makes me so weird is like, yeah, they released it. It's like you can buy it at fucking Barnes & Noble probably. You can buy it at the bookstore. You can buy it on Amazon.
I think some people like read it in school.
Oh, really?
I think
during like the World War II like segment.
She died at 16.
Jesus Christ. God. And everybody's reading her fucking diary.
Yeah. How old was she when she wrote it?
I mean, probably pretty close, because she wrote it while in hiding.
Well, yeah, and how long do you last there? God. All right, never mind. Let's not talk about that shit.
Things are getting fucking dark, but it's not as severe, but it's kind of in the same boat. They fucking have released Kurt Cobain's fucking diaries.
Yeah.
And that's like, you can buy it on Amazon, and it's his fucking...
Did you buy it?
No.
Okay. Because you bought that vinyl thing where it was all of his personal tapes.
The montage of Heck, yeah.
Because that was weird to listen to.
It's very well.
That one made me dislike him too.
I bought that because of the movie,
sure.
Which the movie is, yeah. But yeah, it's also like we don't need to see these sides of people. Part of me wanted to get it because I'm such a big, especially back in the day, I was like a big Kurt Cobain fan. I'm fucking wearing a Nirvana shirt today.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I love him and I love the band. But also like, I'm like, I don't need. Why do I need to read this? These were his personal journals where he would. Dude,
also he killed himself. He was fucked probably.
Dude, so I've been rearranging my apartment, and this can segue into the next thing because I do want to talk about that. But I've been going through like all my shit and like cleaning and getting rid of shit. I have so many notebooks that are filled with, random ideas, random song lyrics.
Yesterday, I threw away song lyrics. I was like, oh my God, what the fuck am I going to do with this bullshit?
Some of them are like so fucked up and dark. And some of them are just literally diary. Dude, I have so many notebooks that are filled and they're therapy notebooks. Ugh. Where it's like my legit like thoughts and feelings at that moment. And then like homework. And it's like, dude. And I still have them because I'm like, oh, that's who I was in the moment. It's kind of fun to look back. But then imagine if I fucking died and someone printed that.
No, I threw away old song lyrics yesterday.
People would be like, who the
yeah.
These are my only, I don't want anybody else to know about these. Like, that's fucked up. Because I have so many of them. And it's just like, I even have a few because like, back when I was dating my ex-girlfriend, I had like a sketchbook.
Sure.
And like she would like randomly doodle and like write shit. So like I have some of her fucked up things.
Weird.
And it's just like, oh, Jesus Christ. It's like, nobody needs to see this. Yep. It's fucking wild. But going back to a more positive thing, I'm rearranging my apartment.
Yeah.
And it is fucking sick, dude. So I've started off doing that whole vinyl section, which I posted a photo on my Instagram. It looks... Oh,
we both just upgraded our vinyl section.
Oh, dude, and I love yours. And it looks so fucking sick. And my apartment, it feels like I've almost been there for a year. That's wild to think. I moved in August 1st.
Jesus, okay.
Yeah, August.
Right.
Yeah.
So you couldn't buy me beer for that.
Yeah, so literally, I've almost been there for a year, and it feels like I'm living in a new place.
Okay.
And this is like the first time I've ever felt like my house feels like a home now.
Okay, cool.
Like it finally feels like, oh, comfortable.
Yeah.
Like it just,
I mean, you're there more now too than you used to.
It just feels nice. And I just bought a bunch of tapestries I'm going to put up tomorrow to help finish it. And I have so like my living room is my bedroom, also my TV and vinyl area. So it's like a nice chill vibe. And then like my real bedroom is going to be like just an office.
Yep.
And it's so nice to have that separation.
Sure.
Because that's where my laptop is. So I can like literally go in there.
Because the only bad thing about those is now when you have people over, you're going to have people chilling on your bed.
Yeah, but
that is usually like kind of a weird thing.
That was one of the thoughts in my head. But I thought about it. I was like, so I've lived here for almost a year. How many times have people came over?
I've been over there like 4 times. Yeah, maybe.
And the people that do come over, it's usually just a one-on-one hang.
If it's a girl too, that's fine.
And if it's just a girl, it's like, hey, there's my bed, baby.
Yeah. Well, also, what's the difference between a bed and a couch if you're one-on-one in an apartment?
Yeah, exactly. So it just feels so chill, and I just love being there. And I put up I have 2 mirrors now, so it just feels like feels
more facing each other.
No, kind of. But not
that can create bad vibes,
but not quite.
That creates a fucking portal.
But I separated them, so it's like literally like a ding ding ding.
Yeah,
like it's like so they're not. I made sure I did not create a portal.
I bet that's something Izzy would freak out about because I think she gets scared if mirrors are facing each other.
You can see it. You can see the angle of it in the other mirror.
Gotcha.
So it is kind of I just feel like it adds more. It makes it feel bigger. Mirrors like make a space feel bigger, and it just I love it, dude. It's still a work in progress, like art wise, and like which is always a work in progress, but it's just it's awesome. Nice. It feels so good.
Good. I mean, fucking healthy for you too to actually enjoy the space.
And I'm actually sleeping better now because the whole reason I do this is because my bedroom doesn't have AC. My living room does.
Your apartment gets hot.
It gets hot as fuck.
Same with our fucking bedroom.
I can actually sleep now, and I'm getting more comfortable with. At first, I was like, the front door is right there. You know what I mean?
Ah, that would be weird.
So like literally like, when I'm laying in bed, the front door is just right there. But I live on the top floor. There's not much activity. It's a decently safe neighborhood.
Also, if God forbid someone broke in, what's the fucking difference between someone breaking in and seeing you or someone breaking in and not seeing you?
Yeah,
and then walking into your bedroom.
I'd rather them see me immediately than, them fucking.
Yeah, because what? Are you going to prep? If you hear somebody in the other room, what are you going to do?
No, because
you have a sword now.
Well, because I would get so much anxiety. I would go in back when I was in my bedroom, I would close the door and I'd put something in front of the door.
Oh my God. That's unhealthy.
Yeah. But now
your fear of that threw me off when you first told me about that.
It's real, dude.
So I did not know you had that anxiety.
Every time I would go to bed, I would have to put something, and now I don't have that.
Sure.
So I'm breaking that anxiety mold.
Yeah.
And it's kind of nice, and it's just like it's so nice to just be able to lay there, and I just feel like when I'm laying down, I can see my vinyl section, and I put up lights around it, so like at nighttime I can have all the lights off and just like fucking the lamps on, and it's such a chill vibe, and it is fucking sick.
Nice.
I love it.
Can I tell you about a weird thing? Just when we were talking mirrors, and this was a TikTok trend a while ago that I still don't understand. It's the idea that if you're looking at a mirror, you can put a piece of paper against the mirror and then a cup or like an object behind the piece of paper, and then you can see the reflection of it in the mirror. I still don't get how that shit works. Mirrors, I felt so stupid.
That was such a dumb trend. People were like, why can't I see it? Or why?
No, it's why can't I?
Because the mirror is the angle you're looking at it
I know, but how the fuck does that work? It's reflecting your vision, not...
Yeah. Dude, it doesn't make the object disappear.
I don't understand.
It's because it's bouncing your vision, dude.
I know, but it's bouncing it through shit, and I don't get it. Well, it's not even through shit, it's just that...
Well, it's also like it's bouncing your vision, but then if you were to break the mirror glass, there's a bunch of little people behind there like working on computers, and like they're fucking
feels like that, you know?
I'm trying to make him trip out right now.
Yeah, I'm not high. But like a thing Izzy will do is every once in a while she'll get high in the mirror, so her reflection gets high. I don't fucking know what that means or what her thought process is on that.
Oh, so she'll
treat the person in the mirror like a different person. And she's like, no.
So she'll literally smoke in the mirror?
Just so her reflection's getting high too, and she knows that her
What the fuck?
Right? I don't know what to do with that.
I think we need to bring her in and ask her about that.
And a little Izzy's insight.
Yeah, we haven't done this for a while. Let's have an Izzy's insight, and also we have another segment planned for that. So let's go get her and talk about mirrors real quick.
Hello.
There we go.
There we go.
Izzy's insights. So
I just told Robert that sometimes you will smoke weed in front of a mirror. Why do you do that?
yeah, that's wild to me. So you get high with yourself?
Okay, this is so stupid, and I didn't know that I've ever admitted this to Jacob. So sometimes I will smoke weed in front of the mirror because...
Say it. I explained it to Robert.
If it turns out that our mirror selves are real...
What is... Okay, hang on. What does
They
that
are.
So that would be like Jordan Peele, right? Having
Us.
like the Us, yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Well, that's not,
duh, that
that's
makes
also
sense.
not your mirror selves.
But like, you know, the idea of like your like soul being kind of trapped in the mirror, or like there being like another version of yourself like in the mirror that's like looking back at you instead
Sure.
of like seeing like a reflection of yourself.
I guess I kind of get it, yeah.
So I'm saying, if that's true, this bitch behind the mirror has to deal with my stupid ass all the time.
Only when you're in front of a mirror.
Yeah, only when you're...
Exactly.
And then she also you're dealing with her?
Yeah, the other
But
version...
she has to do, but I'm in control
Why do you say that?
because I have free will.
No, but if she's a different version of you, she's living her own life.
And
then
it's a coincidence that you guys are in front of the mirror at the
Yeah,
same
you-
time, is what that means to me.
Yeah, exactly. Have you ever walked into a mirror like when you're sober and then you get really fucked up and you look in the mirror and you go, whoa. Yeah.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, it's weird.
Why do you think you're in control then?
Don't you think the mirror person would be in control?
Or that I think it's more happenstance that you're looking in the mirror at the same time. That
yeah.
everything just lines
But
up.
they're living a different life.
I would like to think that I am in the real world.
What does real mean if the
Stop.
mirror...
I don't want to be meta like this right
No,
now.
I'm saying if the mirror world is its own world.
Shit's getting fucked and weird.
I'm just saying that if the mirror people ever come out to take over, mine will like me more because I let her smoke weed.
But are you letting her?
I'm forcing her
Yeah.
to be happier.
And that's kind of fucked up.
Yeah,
You're
so-
forcing her to get high. You're
So if
forcing her to
anything,
get
the
drugs.
mirror people are going to murder you first.
Oh my God.
I just want her to have some fun.
You're forcing it on her.
I don't like this anymore.
Yeah, it got dark. But so you just literally smoke a bowl while you're looking at yourself?
Well, no, I won't smoke it. Like sometimes, like I'll like take a hit by the mirror and like then go over and blow it out the window, and that's it. I just
So
like
it's just stuck in her.
Oh my God.
so I'll just like take a hit in front of the mirror. That way, if
I guess
she
I've
wants
never...
some, she can have some.
That sounds like really kind of cool though, to be like smoke and then you see smoke come out of you, but it's not you, it's the mirror. Like that, I get, that'd be cool.
It is weird though. Sometimes I notice that smoke doesn't come out of her mouth when it comes out of my mouth. Like I can see it in front of my eyeballs, but not in the mirror.
So then
I just don't think it translates as well.
So then she's keeping
What?
it in.
Like the reflection of the smoke doesn't show up sometimes.
She's
Okay.
So you're seeing something in the mirror that's not there.
No, I'm not seeing something in the mirror that is there.
Oh my God.
But it's
Okay.
just like thin wisps of smoke. So I wouldn't be surprised if that didn't like really translate. You know?
It's wild that it's not in the mirror.
I don't...
We can test it
That's freaking me
after
out.
this.
Okay.
That's freaking me
I think
out.
that would be more like lighting and like...
I mean, yeah, probably.
More perception
I'm not
than
saying that it's
yeah.
not there. I'm
Okay.
saying like sometimes I just don't see
Well,
it.
also you might be high.
That's fair
Really?
too.
It might be part of it.
Well, because fog dissipates in space. Like it only makes it a certain amount of like distance.
Yeah.
So does a mirror change that? Because it's your perception of fog. It's not actual. It doesn't.
And it's the way you're looking at it.
It doesn't actually add the distance. It's just reflecting your vision of it, right? Because that's what we were talking about.
And what's
I think
wild,
so.
and what's wild is a mirror. Mirror adds depth, but a mirror is a flat thing. Isn't that weird?
That is weird.
Like that's so weird.
I don't know that it is.
But it is a flat
really
thing.
understand
I
the
just
words,
bought a
though.
mirror and it's literally
Yeah.
was this thick.
But like it adds
Mirrors are
depth
weird.
to a room.
I feel weird
It's
about mirrors,
weird.
like kind of in general. They like kind of weird me out.
Sure.
Well, also like Black Mirror. That's literally just a reflection of society.
I never really got into that show.
That show's really good.
There are a
Not even
couple of
not like scary
episodes that
stuff.
Jacob showed me that I liked. But
Playtest is my favorite.
That's a good one.
That one's fucked up. But Izzy's Insights, what's going on
what's going on?
besides mirrors?
Yeah, give us an update.
Yeah, it's been a while. I think you haven't been on since
been a while.
January or February.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's been
Damn.
a long time.
Probably the engagement.
Oh yeah, probably.
So March.
Well, I'm
March.
engaged.
Yeah, when are we getting
planning a
engaged?
wedding?
March?
Wait,
April?
I don't.
Wait, do you have a ring?
It would have been.
Just she wears the ring in the
It
engagement?
would have been March because that's when I quit.
Oh, sure.
Whoa,
Yep.
she quit her job.
Yeah, I am now. Instead of working my crappy job with my crappy boss, I moved up in the world and I am now managing a bar downtown, and I love it.
One of the
And
best bars downtown.
my favorite bar ever. So life is going good. Yeah. We were talking the other day. It's been beneficial the last couple of weeks for me to kind of slow down and look at this new job and like realize how lucky I am
Yeah.
to have it.
No, because you became a manager and you've worked there for 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got it
And
quick.
And a
I've
year of that
never-
was part-time.
And I've never like been excited to get a job before. Like
Sure.
I'm so excited to throw myself into this and like figure things out and like gain this kind of knowledge. So it's really interesting.
Is it a lot? Is it a lot different than just working at a bar?
Yeah, actually.
Oh.
So right now I'm like an assistant manager at a different bar.
Assistant to the.
That's what she said.
That kind of means that I'm basically like a glorified like shift lead.
Sure.
So like
Yeah.
I'm just kind of in charge on the floor,
And
not
filling
really,
in spots.
not really doing anything like behind the scenes. But now that I am like the bar manager, I'm in charge of our kegs that we bring on. I'm in charge of picking out whiskeys for our whiskey shelf. I am in
Oh,
charge
shit.
of our cocktail menus and planning events
That's
and
fucking
stuff.
awesome.
So yeah,
That
it's
sounds like really fun.
much more fulfilling
Like,
than
'cause
I've
you're
ever
like-
had before.
Because you're like, I'm fucking running this.
Yeah, no,
you're
literally, like
this
I
is
feel
dope.
like I feel like I'm actually doing something for the first time.
Which
Like,
is funny because your last job was doing stuff for actual like the entire like city.
Yeah, you were
Yeah,
planning.
but,
You were,
like-
yeah, you were planning
but I
events,
was
but
still
for
I
Yeah.
was still just an assistant.
Right, you
know?
weren't doing it, but you were working for
Exactly.
a thing that like really mattered.
and-
It's interesting how,
Kind of.
but like it does.
yeah, the
I
city.
know.
Yeah,
And this is just a
utilities.
bar.
But like I just feel like I'm doing so much more and accomplishing so much more by
something
being
you-
here.
Well, it's
care
something, it's something
about.
you care about. It's something that you actually brings
and
enjoyment.
people are so excited to have me back there. Like
Yeah.
I wasn't working there for a full 2 months.
which isn't like in the grand scheme of things, not that long.
But
Like,
it
that's
felt
wild.
like
Yeah.
forever. Oh my God, it was so awful. So it's just good to be back. It's good to kind of realize that I made the right decision by leaving my
Yeah.
other job.
Yeah, and you're like, man, it's wild to think like back in the moment where you're thinking about the decision and then doing the decision, how scary it is.
Yeah.
And then like when you're in the decision, you're like, I'm so glad I fucking did
Yeah,
this.
that's where you're at too.
Yeah, that's it. Like, because I had a few weeks ago, like I was on break in between semesters, and I was like, not setting an alarm. I was just enjoying break, and I was
Sure.
like, dude, I woke up and it was like maybe 9:30, and I was like, I'd probably be at work right now, or I'd fucking be miserable. And now I'm a college student, and and I'm on break, and it's just like I'm like, dude, if I wouldn't have gone through the scary shit of like deciding to make a change,
Yeah.
I'd still be stuck.
I think
It's
that was
wild.
the biggest part. It wasn't even that I was like nervous to go back or like nervous about the people or like the environment or even the job, but I was nervous to change things,
It's a
you
change,
know?
nervous for the change.
Like what if it's worse, or what if something is there that I didn't know about that I'm like, I
you're
can't do
stuck.
this, you
Yeah.
know? And now like, yeah, like this is what I'm doing now.
But all those nerves lead into just being like, oh wow, I feel so much better.
Yeah, and I haven't really like made a big change like that in a really long time. Like the last like big change like that would have been
You've been making big changes a lot more than you think. I think in the past 2 years.
Well, also, yeah.
2 years ago, you lived in an apartment and you were in college.
That's true.
Yeah. You did,
2.5 years ago, you were single in an apartment in a different city.
Doing school but I'm in the same boat. Like, I was talking to Jacob about it. I was like, I feel like I'm not really doing much. And he's like, you're in fucking school.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I get what you're saying. It doesn't feel like I'm actually actively doing things, but I am daily.
Yeah.
Like, it's a weird thing. It's not like I'm making like a sudden, like, oh, I'm going to do this. It's like, oh, I'm going to do this in 2 years that I'm slowly progressing it, but it is a change.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
It's fucking wild. Change is, I think, an awesome thing.
I think it can be.
I think it can be. But I think the fact that it is scary means that it's worth it.
Sometimes. I mean, getting shot is a change, and that's scary and not worth it.
Yeah, but that's not something it's a change, like a decision change.
Yes.
Where you're like thinking, where you have the initial idea, and then you start thinking about it, and then you think about it for a while, and then you start talking to people about it, and then the fact of actually doing it, like it's like it goes through like, because I thought about, going back to school for a long time, thought about quitting my job for a long time, but I was like, I gotta make sure it's the right thing.
Because I'm in that boat, but I don't think it's the right thing right now for me.
Yeah. You're just like, I want something different.
But I don't have a direction to what different
That's why I'm glad I had like a somewhat of a direction.
You have to know where to go.
That's that's the tough part.
Because if I just quit my job and then I'd be like, I would just get another bullshit job.
Yeah, and then you'd be like, this sucks.
Yeah.
But also, you quit one bullshit job for another bullshit job, and it was
a step up.
better.
Yeah, a lot more. You get to sleep in a little bit. You don't work as much,
and I make more money.
And you make more money,
which is
less
ridiculous.
Like on average, you probably work less than 40 hours.
Yes.
Yeah. Because this week I had a 4-hour day, and I got paid the same amount as an 8-hour day. Yeah.
That's why I was like so in love with FedEx, because I was like, yeah, there's a lot of bullshit there, but also like when you think about it, you go, this job is fucking easy.
You set your own pace.
It's so easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you can have slow days if you want.
And I can give myself a slow day.
Yeah, you can be like, I'm not feeling well, so I'll just take it slow. And it's like, who cares?
Or if she like works that night, I'm like, all right, well, I have no reason to rush home.
Yeah, no reason to, and I'm not doing anything. So it's like, yeah, let me just enjoy the day. And
don't hurt myself. Yeah.
So it's kind of nice with that freedom. Most jobs don't have that.
When you have it. It sucks when it's just heavy and you're like, all right, well,
or just
it'll
like
be a long
freezing
day.
outside.
Yeah, snowing or
I think
raining.
summer's worse than winter, though.
Yeah, because
Well,
you
that's
just lose all of your water in your body.
Well, and your truck doesn't have AC.
I mean, not good one.
Yeah.
It's too open, yeah.
That fucking sucks. Well, I busted out the Jameson, and we're gonna do some shots to celebrate freaking June, to celebrate freaking Pride Month.
Yeah,
Thoughts on Pride Month?
Yeah, celebrate Bud
Do you know
Light.
what Pride even stands for?
Hey, do you know?
Are you an ally?
Did you know that Pride is an acronym?
Oh, I was going more like I was going to start yelling at her about
seriously?
It's an acronym.
Not seriously.
No,
they did it. They made it an acronym. It's a dumb one, but
What is it?
yeah, pull it up.
Let me pull
It's
it
not
up.
a good one.
No, it's like
it's really stupid.
It's like, why does it have to be an acronym? Jacob's gonna pour these shots.
Like we understand what Pride is.
You have to. I have a question for you, Robert, and it has to do with what we were just talking about. It'll be quick.
You want me to just tell you what the acronym is first?
Yes.
So Pride is professionalism, respect, integrity, diversity, and excellence.
Like just a nothing.
Okay.
And that's literally,
So just-
that's literally from like the LGBT
Really?
Resource Center.
Really?
Center.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that is.
Like
but
we could just go with the word Pride. I think.
Yeah.
you know what I think we need to come up with? We need to make moist an acronym.
God.
Men.
Oh.
Men's a great way to start it.
Men on.
Intoxicants.
Intoxicants, slippery.
What?
Juice. I don't know. I'm not good at acronyms.
I'm gonna
Speaking-
try and figure one out.
Speaking.
Men on intoxicants speaking.
Tabloids.
Truth. Oh,
No, tabloids.
I hate both of those.
Speaking truth.
Speaking truth is bad.
Speaking truth. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's everything I don't
We're
want to
the-
be.
we're the Joe
Men's on
Rogan.
intoxicants speaking truth. I mean, I guess.
That's what it is, dude.
God,
That's the
gross.
moist
That's so
acronym.
fucking toxic.
Or men on intoxicant storytelling.
There we go.
Storytelling.
Storytelling is way
Dude,
better than
that's
speaking truth. Thank
awesome.
you.
Storytelling.
I don't even
Holy
like that
shit.
men, but still, yeah.
Men.
Well, especially during
We are
this.
the moist boys.
especially
Moist boys
especially
on
during
intoxicants.
especially during this month, dude. You can't call us men. We're freaking boys.
Ooh, get that noise. It's a good noise. So we were talking about change 2 seconds ago. We were listening to a podcast yesterday.
Together.
Yeah, Jacob was playing the Minecraft dungeons.
Oh, right. I told you about this where I can get Spotify on my TV. So if I play just a very like zone out game with no story, then I can listen to a very zone out podcast. I love that you're
playing a zone out game and listening to a podcast in public and you just have to deal with it.
No, she was excited.
Yeah, it was fun.
She likes doing that kind of stuff too.
Okay.
But there was
because she'll watch someone play Minecraft with nothing else.
Yeah, I like watching. I like watching them mine for the things and then build the houses.
Have you ever actually played it?
No.
You've never actually played it?
Well, like once or twice. I really want to, but like
it's so much better to play.
I was like a gifted child, so if something doesn't come to me like automatically, I don't like it. I will. That's why I have so many like half-started projects.
That's so wild.
I have a crocheting kit. I have a sewing machine. I have so much shit in there that I could do, but it doesn't come easily, so I just don't do it.
Jacob and I were talking about juggle. We were talking about that on Saturday. It was like because my brother graduated, we were like, we don't have any natural talents.
No.
Like we're just like, I guess in order to be good at this, I got to spend fucking 1,000 hours doing it.
I'm good.
Speaking truth.
Storytelling.
Anyways, we were listening to a podcast and it was a story about a guy who was delivering a pizza.
Oh my God.
And got bit by a dog on his calf. For like a really long time, and then ended up having to get his leg amputated right below the knee. And we were talking.
Had to cut his leg off?
Yeah, because it was just like a mangled mess of like
a dog biting it and then the owner is trying to pull the dog off.
Jesus Christ. And it's just a pizza guy.
Yeah. How much do you think, and like if anybody has experience with this, I'm very interested. Like how much do you think that would change your life? Having a leg amputated below the knee, because I had a guy come in. I had a guy come in just like with his family, and he was wearing shorts, and he had right below the knee was amputated, and I mean it didn't seem like it bothered him at all.
Did he have a?
Yeah, he had like a leg. Yeah.
I mean, if I lost anything, I would want it. If I had to lose like a certain amount, that's what I would choose.
And I would rather do that over like a hand, because then you lose the
for sure.
Yeah, because you can still walk. If you get a prosthetic.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's harder.
It's a lot harder. But one of my professors first semester, he had a prosthetic and he just wore pants all the time.
There's a FedEx driver who has a prosthetic.
Right.
But for the longest time, you wouldn't have the prosthetic.
Probably because those take forever.
It takes forever. It's expensive. And also like the whole fucking... and then also like the fact of like ghost limbs or whatever it's called.
Phantom limbs. That's gotta be wild.
Weird.
It's just like you think you have an itch and it's like it doesn't exist anymore.
Because hand would be the weirdest because they can still wiggle their fingers.
I think I would... I don't know if I would do if I lost an arm or lost a hand.
I mean, they're making good prosthetics now.
Yeah,
I just wonder,
AI.
That does help with that.
That's so weird. Day-to-day life, like how much does that kind of...
Well, it all depends. Like if it's my dominant foot, like that's going to fuck up driving. And like, like, can you still drive, or is it going to... Because how do you have that? It's the ankle motion.
Yeah, I don't know.
And like all that shit.
That's a good question.
And like, what if you were into like soccer? Or other people that listen to it elsewhere? Football.
Just
we got listeners in Brussels, okay?
Yeah, I bet they love football.
Tell
us your team.
Yeah,
they'll automatically become our favorite football team.
What's the team that people like at your bar?
Liverpool.
Liverpool's a good one.
I would cheer for Liverpool because the Beatles.
Yeah,
I don't cheer for Liverpool because of the Liverpool fans.
Liverpool. Hey, John. I can't do accents or voices.
Hey, John.
Hey, John.
It's always like they're kind of like, it's like they're yelling into an echo, but like while speaking, Liverpool. Like it's like they're expecting an
Jacob
echo.
knows how to do voices.
No, I don't. I don't know how to do I do. I can do that.
But I like the way you describe it.
You're doing Roz this morning.
Who?
Roz.
Oh, right. I'm always watching Wazowski.
I was in the shower and he came up to the door and said that to me.
What a weird character to do from this.
Not sexy.
The character that nobody likes. Yeah. Like not even Mike Wazowski.
But I was watching.
Jesus. All right, so let's do these freaking shots, and we're doing these really cool shot glasses. I'll get a photo of them. We'll post them. But these are the Universal Monsters. I got the Wolfman. Izzy has the Bride of Frankenstein. And you are Frankenstein. And that's kind of a callback to the beginning of the episode. We were talking about Jacob's tattoos.
I have all three of these tattooed on me.
You have the Wolfman tattooed on you?
Yeah, I showed you it like earlier.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But we were talking about the back of your legs, and it's the Bride and Frankenstein.
Because I have 3 Universal monsters, and then I have Nosferatu. I want more Universals.
Yeah, you're way.
Creature of the Black Lagoon, Invisible Man. I guess the Mummy.
Dude,
There was a Dracula tattoo that you wanted, but I don't know if anybody else can do it for
Bela
you.
Lugosi one.
You already have the Invisible Man.
Well, I would.
You just can't see it.
I would want to get his sunglasses or like part of his
that'd
wrapping.
be cool. That'd be cool.
And then leave empty space for him.
Empty
Yeah.
space.
All
Okay.
right.
So
Cheers,
we're doing a shot of Jameson. Cheers, everybody. Happy freaking Moist Monday. Blast off.
Ooh. And now it's time for a Jacob's Not So Fun Fact.
Oh, Jesus.
Did you know that James Jameson, the founder of Jameson, once paid 6 handkerchiefs to buy a young slave girl, either 10 or 11, and then he gifted it to a friendly cannibalism so he could watch them kill and eat her?
Izzy's face is in shock. It's kind of a spoiler for me. I already knew this fact was coming, and I already knew what the fun fact was.
But Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
Of all the people who've been canceled, James Jameson.
And I love how we just did a shot of Jameson,
Yep.
and we just opened the bottle.
Yeah, how's that taste, Isabel?
Are you dead ass serious?
Yeah, this is real.
I've read it. Apparently, it's written about in his diaries.
Yeah, so we did a little bit of research.
1780.
So apparently,
He was traveling Africa and he kept a diary.
and we were talking about this earlier with diaries, so I'm glad in this aspect, I'm glad we did read his diary, because according to that fun fact, not so fun fact, it's really shitty. But apparently, according to his diary, he's having the worst time of his life.
He hated Africa, apparently. But also, who knows why he hated Africa? James Jameson doesn't seem like a stand-up guy.
Yeah, but at least the diary entry wasn't like, what a fantastic day I had. You know, it's like
You wouldn't believe.
you wouldn't believe the day I
I mean,
witnessed.
fucking like what Columbus did, where he was just cutting everybody's hands off and shit.
Jesus, so he bought a young gal with scarves.
Yeah,
And then
or
gave
handkerchiefs.
yeah, not even smaller scarves.
Yeah. Do you think he
handkerchiefs.
like pulled them all out? Like, oh, you bought this scarf? Well,
Well, let me pull it out of my mouth.
There are 6 of them.
Magic.
I have
Give
a
me a
question.
best gal. What?
Is James short for John? Because
No.
the bottle says John Jameson.
I don't know. I think this said James Jameson. Maybe it was a child.
Yeah, but I think it's
John Jameson and son.
James Jameson. Yeah, maybe.
so I think it's a relator though of the it's like someone that's related to the family of Jameson, the Irish whiskey. But yeah, literally
that's so
handkerchiefs
crazy.
into getting a gal and then giving. Why would he give her away
To
then?
a cannibal.
Yeah, to a cannibal,
friendly cannibal.
and then the fact that he watched.
So, like, I saw another
Like,
thing.
what the fuck?
I saw, like, an extended report where it's like he didn't know that they were going to eat her, maybe? I don't know.
I don't know if I believe that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because also,
Why would you
buy a person?
Why would you buy a person first off, and then why would you buy a person and then give them away to somebody
And then that person ate them, and you're just
and
like,
you watched?
It's their person.
Dude, if
well, I mean, like, if I gift you anything, I can't judge you
No,
for what you do with
but-
it, I guess.
But
It's also a person.
If I were to gift you a person and then you were to start eating it, I would leave.
That's fair.
I wouldn't. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't stick around.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be like, hey, how you cooking it? Like I wouldn't. That's fucked up,
Took
dude.
notes, yeah.
Do you think he cooked her?
I don't know how that works. I don't know how
don't know.
cannibalism works, or they just go in raw
At
while
least
she's
over
alive.
fire, I'd guess.
Like Jeffrey Dahmer cooked his victims.
Yeah.
So
I
at
think
least,
you usually
so at
do.
least the girl was dead. Hopefully.
Sure.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, I guess
Christ.
I don't know what like cannibalism, because you're not supposed to eat. I think this stuff in the spine can make you sick.
Oh,
There's
like the juices. Yeah.
There's certain things in a human that makes you like
why
kind
does
of go
why
crazy.
does when you do acid it goes in your spine? Do you
I
know
don't
that?
know.
What?
Yeah, when you do acid, it goes into your spine, so it's always in. So like, if people like extract stuff, they know you've done acid.
That's what they say. I guess I don't know how true that is.
Yeah, I don't know how true that
either.
is, but I've heard that like it goes into your, so it's like stuck in you forever.
I'll look
and
it
that
up.
doesn't make it's going to be another not so fun fact. That's what's so wild. But like I think it's only acid. I think mushrooms just kind of flow through you.
I've never done acid. And Jacob told me not to.
It's a lot.
Not to. It's just shrooms is better.
Shrooms are way better.
I would like to try it once, but like we've had the conversation. My body does not deal well with synthetic things. Like
And it's very
I can't do
acid-
dabs. I
acid
can't do
is
pens.
made-
You can really taste the chemicals.
Yeah, and
in
I'm
it.
worried that wouldn't work well with my body.
Well, a lot
Granny
of
threw
people-
up shrooms too, though.
I did throw
Well,
up.
a lot of people that do acid or psychedelics in general will smoke weed on the come up and come down.
I really liked because we took shrooms one time, and I was having a really really bad trip for about an hour, and then I threw them up, and then I smoked.
Because your body like rejected it.
And then I was fine. Yeah. I was still tripping.
So maybe you gotta smoke first. Like get high first. I think so
because I didn't morning.
Yeah, I think you got to get high first to get you comfortable.
Well, and I've got such a weird thing with food that like I was gagging the entire time I was eating them.
Yeah,
it's even not though
fun. Like I didn't taste them or anything. It was totally fine. Ingesting. I just knew that they were in my stomach. And
I'm not a huge fan of eating mushrooms in general. Like I'm trying to like them more, but like either way, if I taste the texture, it's a weird texture.
They're not a fun thing to eat.
No.
They taste dirty.
I like them better.
They are
crunchy.
Dirty. They're mushrooms.
Yeah.
It's like.
But like I love fungus and like I'm so intrigued by fungus and mushrooms that I want to like them so badly.
We are closer related to mushrooms than mushrooms are to plants.
I love that.
It's so fucking weird.
That's really weird.
I love mushrooms.
Did you find anything that you were looking up?
It kind of seems like that's not true.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of like your whole thing. You don't smoke menthol cigarettes, but you accidentally do in case you go to space.
Well, that's my bit. It's my bit.
Yeah, it's a good bit.
Yeah, it's a good bit.
Menthol supposedly crystallizes your lungs. We talked about this. Yeah.
You know about
on
this.
our New Year's episode.
Yeah. Oh.
I avoid menthol cigarettes.
Not a friend of the pod.
Not a friend of the pod. Well, this has been the freaking Moist Monday podcast.
We hope all you are there are friends of the pod.
With a lot of segments today. A lot of random stories.
A lot of men on intoxicants telling stories.
Storytelling.
Yeah, think about how moist is spelled.
Moist.
I'm glad that we came up with our own acronym.
I don't like it.
Pride Month.
Which starts with men.
Yeah, did you talk about anything Pride related this episode?
Well, what we didn't talk about, Dictionary. Something that I think is funny, is that you come from a now very gay family, and more than anything, they make fun of you and me for being gay. Both. I have most of your siblings on that side are gay.
Yeah, so on my mom's side, I have two sisters and a brother. My brother just graduated high school, and both my sisters are lesbian.
And just extremely. One's an extreme lesbian, and one is just bisexual. That's just kind of just open to everything and everyone. But is a very,
very
into that culture.
She's a very masculine lesbian. But open to everything, if that makes sense.
I also love her masculinity. She just kind of dresses like a grandpa. Yeah. I love it.
I think it's a typical. It's her whole. But yeah, they just every time I bring you up, they go, "When was the last time you kissed him?" And I'm like, "That's not a thing anymore. Like that was just
a
couple of years."
And I was just like, he's engaged, okay?
I didn't want him to be, but it just happened.
I did kiss Moira last night on the lips very briefly.
So like,
who's Matt?
If you kiss
Moira.
Who's that?
Her friend.
Oh, I thought you said who's Matt.
No, Moira makes me think of Schitt's Creek.
I don't know.
No, we were taking a picture and I was kissing her on the cheek, and then she went to kiss me on the cheek, so we kissed each other instead.
So as far as like you or me kissing people, like, because I've kissed men on stage as a bit before, and did that make you upset at all?
No.
Because the only thing...
No, because that's not anything.
The only thing I wouldn't like is if you kissed another girl with a crowd cheering around.
Yeah.
Like, that seems
just... I've never been into that kind of performative shit either.
A lot of like guys love when their girlfriends do that, but that one, it's not that I see it as cheating, it's just like...
It's gross.
You don't need to look for attention now.
And you don't want me to find validation through that kind of...
We had a night like that.
Thing.
What?
We had a night like that.
Well, I mean, the only one cheering was your girlfriend.
No, but she was also kissing other girls.
Sure, and that even was like...
No, the whole night was weird. It was when we got drunk in your parents' house.
Yes, before Tough Mudder.
And there were 3 dudes and 3 girls, and Joe... Joe, our buddy, was dating wanted to date her.
They're married now.
I had a serious girlfriend, and you were single. But then all of a sudden,
I wasn't. That was the night where I accidentally cheated on a girl because she texted. Because we were having an argument, and she was like, "It's over." I'm like, "Okay," and then it turns out just that argument was over.
Yeah, so you accidentally cheated.
So next time I was like, hey, "No."
But I remember like all the girls were like kissing for some reason, and they were like trying to get us to kiss.
But also like it's not like you and I were because we're not those guys either who cheer on girls kissing to kiss girls.
But then we were like super drunk where like we kind of were cheering it on because we were like, oh,
did
cool.
we? Okay.
Yeah, it was a weird night where I was like, what's
that's a douchey night.
But I remember I was like, my girlfriend's kissing my ex-girlfriend.
Oh, true.
Like it was like I was like back there with Joe and you, and I was like, what is going on?
Because it doesn't seem like Caitlin was your ex-girlfriend.
I know, you dated Caitlin?
Yeah, for a month.
Oh,
yeah.
I did not know that.
That's how we met all of them. Is he
really?
Yeah, that's how I got into the entire circle.
That's so interesting.
We met on Meet Me.
Ugh.
What is that?
Don't ever go on it.
I don't even know if it's an app anymore. It was like
Till I met my first girlfriend.
It was like a gross like meet people in your area,
like
and
a Facebook, but by area.
But like,
it's where I posted my douchey, like when I was like a 16-year-old with flippy hair, I'd post like shirtless photos on that, trying to flex. Where I was like just a douchebag.
It wasn't even a dating site. It was just like if you were online, there was a green dot by your name.
Okay.
So you could just go through this. There was like a list with photo and a green dot. So if they were online, you could just instantly talk to them.
Hey, what's up? So it was only.
Dude, it was.
I don't like that.
No, so it was
gross.
16-year-old emo people and then 50-year-old pedophiles.
Sure.
Yeah.
No, and that was
kind
it.
of like Kick.
Yes,
Kick. It was. Me and Kick were the same because it'd be like, hey, you want to talk on Kick?
Anyone who had a meet me had a Kick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, it was wild.
I know I've talked to you about this, but I think Kick would be the one thing if I found that on like our child's phone, where I'd be like, no, you don't need to be on that. That's when I was my worst person.
What would you rather them have Tumblr?
Yes.
Now, yes. Tumblr's
I would rather.
nothing.
Remember back in the day though, Tumblr was
that's different.
There
than
was
now.
child
Kick is
pornography on it back in the day.
Oh, it's censored now. Finally,
There's
all
that's
porn
why.
is off
Yeah,
Tumblr.
there's no porn on
Dude,
Tumblr.
Tumblr was so porn.
Yeah, it was.
Well, I mean, Reddit
I was
is
12
now
years
porn.
old when
But
I
also,
first.
Reddit's porn.
So what
Yeah.
I'm saying is, I'd rather our kids have a Reddit than a Kick.
Because Reddit also is like, you can be super into Reddit, but also just use it for knowledge.
Passively, yeah.
Yeah, use it for knowledge.
just-
but I solely use it for porn.
Yeah.
Like that's like.
Or if there's something really niche I want to learn about, Reddit's
Sure.
good for that.
I do follow, some subreddits, and
Well,
I'm like,
it's not-
I'll get sucked into articles, and I'm like, this is badass.
Okay, so I learned nothing while on Reddit, but while trying to learn things, sometimes
Yeah.
it redirects me to Reddit.
well, and also sometimes when I'm like trying to watch porn, I'm like,
What's this?
damn, that's interesting.
It's like
I get into that.
It's like a
and
good
I'm like,
Playboy
"God damn."
article.
Yeah.
Which apparently they were good.
No, I've read a few. John Krasinski, I think, was in a Playboy
Really?
article. Like, it's like mixed in with a bunch of like nudes, and then it's just like the 2-page fucking article spread with headshots of John Krasinski.
That's really funny.
And it's just like an interview with him. And
Apparently Playboy was like a really it was
Like,
good
it's
when
wild.
like major news stories wouldn't talk about a big thing. Playboy and Hustler like would.
Interesting.
Like there were some
it
moments where they were
was
really good
real
articles.
journalism,
Yeah.
and real interviews mixed with hot ladies and naked ladies.
And like it's also like it's like softcore porn, isn't it?
No, I'm pretty sure it's full nudity.
But it's not like penetration.
No,
it's just-
it's
no,
modeling.
It's
It's like nude modeling.
Which like that's
Yeah.
way healthier than what we do
No,
now.
dude. Sometimes it's very
Everything is
artful.
healthier than what we do now.
Sometimes it's very artful and tasteful, but then sometimes it's just like, literally just spread.
Okay,
and
but-
it's just like, what? Why is
Look at
that?
my
Why is that the
asshole.
fucking?
Okay, but I've gone on like porn rabbit holes where it's like one of
this isn't a magazine you can buy at the grocery store.
yeah. What I'm saying is nowadays, something that's just on my phone, like some are like where it's people like I'm gonna put this camera inside me, and it's like
Yeah.
what? This isn't even porn, but people are treating it like it.
You've stumbled into that rabbit hole.
Yeah, it's a
Wow.
weird fucking shit. There's yeah.
A GoPro.
No, like it's like a dildo with a camera on the end of it. I'm like, this isn't
Who
even.
wants it? That makes me think of like literally the biology class.
Exactly, like, it's not even
remember
pornographic.
watching that there was a video in sex class. Do you guys remember watching this where the camera was inside and we saw like the penis and then we saw like ejaculation?
No.
Dude, it was disgusting.
What?
You're a
the
year
fuck?
older than me. How did I not see
No,
that?
I remember watching this in science class. There was a camera like literally inside the woman, and then we see like this, and then we see like
That sounds
it's fucking, and we watched it like on the fucking projector.
Weird.
And I was just like, this is uncomfortable.
I'm in 5th grade.
Dude, it was gross. No, is that Stillwell? I'm pretty sure.
Really?
Yeah, it
All
was
right,
at
so
Stillwell.
7th and 8th.
It was
the
fucking
main
wild.
thing I remember from like 5th grade when you had to watch the movie and you watched the girl movies, but you were still all the guys. The only thing I really took away from it is if you see a girl with blood on her pants, to very calmly pull her aside and let her know.
Oh,
That's
that was
not
part
a
of it.
bad thing for you to have taken
That
from
is
that.
That's a great gentleman. That's a
that
great
is
gentleman, I
the
think.
only thing I took away from it. And that also sometimes I'll wake up in a wet bed.
And you should wear
it's-
deodorant.
And it's not my fault.
Our 5th grade teachers stressed to us that we should
Really?
start wearing deodorant.
Yeah, what was
Probably because he was like, you guys smell like shit.
yeah?
Like,
What was it like for you as a girl? What did you learn about guys?
yeah, was sex
Not
ed? Because
much.
for a dude, we're just like women. Yeah. Like we're just like boobs.
I mean, like the basics of like what your kind of like puberty looked like, and
So
Well, also, but for a woman, puberty is so much more.
well, no. So did you
And,
learn about it before it happened to you?
I got my first period when I was 12.
So probably around when you learned
Jesus.
about it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think I
girls
may
go
have
through it
learned
way
about
earlier.
it
But
before.
like, what even is men's puberty? When hair starts? I don't
when
fucking
your
know.
balls drop?
I don't know when that happened.
No, I don't know when that happens. Dude, I keep joking. It's been a bit ever since I was younger, but I keep going. Waiting for puberty.
I feel like Eli hit it like his junior year of high school.
That's late.
I know, but do you remember how much he changed?
It's usually
got cooler.
It's usually when you get a growth spurt.
He got tall and his voice got really deep.
Yeah, because I was like kind of short and chubby,
okay,
and then all of a sudden I got tall and skinny.
Do you remember your balls before they dropped?
Probably not.
No, because I didn't even know what it was.
Right. No, that's what I'm saying is like, what is the actual, like they say like.
I remember getting like weird, just like, I was like, why am I horny?
I remember erections happening.
Yeah, I was
no,
like,
but I'm saying.
Wild.
I do not, they say balls drop. I don't remember a difference.
Because I wasn't aware of that body part.
But like, you saw them every day.
Yeah,
but like, I didn't know what they were. Like it was like this night.
No, but what I'm saying is I don't remember my balls not like how they are now.
It's weird.
Maybe like they weren't always this low
balls,
but I don't remember them. Like they say that they used to be inside you. I don't remember that.
Maybe like when you guys become parents, you'll be able to really
see it. I guess.
But that's also like a weird thing.
Well, let's pay attention to his balls.
Yeah.
I mean, you do like, because they're there.
Well, yeah.
Also, you got to change them and like, especially when they're in diapers.
Our nephews run around naked and like.
Little baby
it's
penis.
just a funny baby dick.
That's true. It's just like a tiny little.
But now that I think about it, yeah, they probably are. They're not like. Yeah, there's no sack.
Because he doesn't have balls.
Yeah, it's just like a little pecker.
He just has a little penis.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, it's just.
I mean, I've never really looked at it.
No, but yeah, because we haven't changed him or anything.
But when you think about it, like, there's no, like, it's just a little, like, there's nothing else. There's not much hanging.
I can't. Yeah, I don't remember.
Let's get off this topic.
The older you get,
it's not bad.
We've talked about a lot worse in this podcast.
Well, like I'm saying, I've never like changed a diaper of a boy before.
I don't think I have either.
I don't even know what it actually. I just know the funny thing of a child running around naked. Yeah.
Which is it's just like, and it also just kind of makes me think of.
Well, baby penises are funny.
Yeah, it's funny. It makes me think of the painting of David.
Sure,
or David's penis,
and it's a tiny ass dick.
But then also makes me think of Arrested Development.
Oh, have you ever noticed upstairs in the Monk? There's a statue of a little boy with his penis out.
Does that have balls?
Probably not.
I don't know.
It's probably just a little pecker. It's probably just a little pecker, I think. I don't think I've ever. Where is that at?
It's behind the bar.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Like on.
It's like a cherub.
Yeah, it's like
like not on this side, but on this side?
It's like in that corner.
Oh, it's in the corner. Mm-hmm. Okay. I think I've maybe saw it at trivia.
Sure.
But every time I'm at the Monk, I'm usually drunk.
There's also so much stuff up there.
I wonder what age it is that penises aren't funny anymore.
Penises are always funny.
I think they are.
No, I'm saying
I think
okay. Whipping it around.
Penises are usually funny or gross. Like there's no like.
No, when is whipping it out?
True.
Like of a child. When is whipping it out? Like
Well, you're not calling it whipping it out.
But like it is that a child like throwing their dick. I'm saying like if a third grader pulled their dick out, it's whipping it out. I'm saying when is it not funny for a kid to do that?
In 5th grade, we had a boy get expelled for pantsing another boy, so it was still funny then.
Well, pantsing's funny. Pantsing's funny.
It was like his undies too, though.
That's funny.
It is funny.
It?
Dude, I remember
5th grade as a boy seeing another boy have it happen.
That was
in school.
It was a gym class thing.
People
would
would
do that
pants in gym, but never underwear too.
No, people would do that in gym class because you had the shorts.
Yep.
And I always hated it.
I got pants in gym class.
That's awful.
I always hated it, but I was also
Dick stayed in.
Yeah, but still.
It was always just underwear. And it was always like, why is that funny? But it was funny if it didn't happen to you.
Yeah.
It's also so.
Because also they trip.
Oh yeah. But they're also like, don't look at my penis.
Yeah. God, what a horrible thing. Just in general.
Yeah.
No, being a teenager with a dick, like a young teenager with a dick, the worst thing ever.
I can't also being a lady.
I was like in middle school, a girl had a fucking pad fall out of her backpack and the boys were playing soccer with it until one of the male teachers went and picked it up and said, stop being animals.
Well, I also can't imagine like you're in school and then all of a sudden you get your first period.
Yeah.
Well, and like even like
I remember there was a girl like in my 6th grade class that had that and she was wearing like white shorts. Like,
I would
you know what I mean?
Class.
Like it was like.
I would be in class and I'd have to pull out a tampon and I'd do it like so sneakily, like put it up in my sleeves so like nobody would see it while I was going to the bathroom.
Yeah. Public erections suck too, though.
Yeah, but we could easily just tuck it under our belts and.
But not easily. Not like when you have to like go up in front of the class and you're like, oh shit, I've got this. That fucking sucks.
Yeah, because boner. Yeah, the narbs.
And there were just. Relentless and unnecessary.
And they would just like the harder you would try to ignore it, the harder they would get.
Oh yeah,
it's just like Jesus Christ.
I remember I read like if you like hurt your like I would just start like pinching my skin to try and like
you're just like
blood flow or whatever the fuck.
I remember like I would get like I'd be getting a ride to school like junior high, and I'd be like just like KIOA, like classic rock on, and all of a sudden I have a boner, and like now I have to get out of the car.
Yeah,
like I'm just like, what the fuck?
I'm sitting in class and like, oh, the bell rung. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, so then you're walking around like, yeah, I just like holding my backpack like this.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like when I was in middle school, though, I don't know if I ever recall a time when I was like, that guy has a boner.
I remember when I stopped wearing sweatpants.
Yeah, it's
in
because
school.
of it.
Yeah,
that's fair.
I never wore sweatpants.
No, not freshman year. First day of 7th grade, I wore sweatpants. I was like, oh, I can't do this anymore.
Because you were literally pitching it.
The girls have boobs now. I cannot fucking do
I
this
just
anymore.
got boobs 6th grade.
Bras were bras hot when
yes.
girls first started
Just
wearing
because
them?
when you start, you wear
That's
padded.
so weird.
Well, and also because
Do you remember when the douchebag guys would do like bra strap,
Bra
whatever?
snapping.
Oh fuck that.
I never did that.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, no,
luckily,
that
we were
happened.
never that. Those like that
shit
a crime.
hurts.
No.
That shit hurts so bad.
In like, because you're at a certain age where it's like everyone kind of looks the same.
We also didn't have female friends at that age.
Well, then all of a sudden I did, and all of a sudden I was like, oh, I noticed boobs.
I'm saying like 7th
I
grade.
noticed boobs. I think you noticed bras first, but
Sure.
then boobs are in there, obviously, and you're just like red. Like you just remember the color, you know, and
as
that's all you need when you go home.
Yeah.
Well, like also, I didn't even know what fucking boobs looked like then.
but I was just like, that's hot.
Yeah, just because we, like, is it because we were told it would be hot?
Probably.
I don't know. I think
Or did our monkey brains just
our
fucking do that?
No, I think it's a mixture of our monkey brains and then also conversation
Yeah.
with other boys.
Well, also, like, that's when our shit's starting.
and we're going
we don't-
into this like
Hyperdrive.
It's a hyperdrive, but it also like it's based in mating. You know, so you're
Right,
like,
yeah.
so you're like,
those could feed my children.
yeah, you're like,
Where, like, it's weird that your brain's technically thinking that, but where you're like, is like, titties.
yeah, and it's so wild. Like when you're young, you don't even need much to get off at all.
Nope.
And especially as a dude, you're just like, I saw a thigh. Like,
Yeah.
it's like,
Today I don't need that. Like, I'm still good.
yeah, but you can't just be like, oh, I saw a bra strap this morning.
Fair,
That's
yeah.
all I needed to
Because
get
I'm
off.
that
gonna
just-
think about
Yeah,
that all day.
exactly. That's all you needed back in the day.
Do you think that's still the truth now, though? Like with how much?
Ooh, with technology
With
and
how
shit.
much
How
porn
much-
they
yeah.
have, I don't know.
Dude, I
Because
don't.
I started watching porn when I was like 12 or 13.
I
at least-
didn't. I was still watching. Like I think like the first I got was like people in bikinis.
15.
I was on
didn't get-
Tumblr.
I didn't get a smart.
Yeah.
I didn't get a smartphone until I was 15.
Yeah, I didn't get a smartphone until I was way later.
And I remember.
But I was also like scared to do.
I guess I remember on my family's computer, the first porn I looked up was Girls Gone Wild because those were the commercials that were. That was the only pornographic.
That was the only thing. That was the only thing you knew about. Yeah, I remember Girls Gone Wild
'Cause it was late night Comedy Central.
I downloaded one on LimeWire.
Really.
Yeah, and then
I've never actually watched one. I
No,
just remember
I-
Google, or no, I remember Yahooing, and 'cause
I downloaded-
It was easier to turn off the safe search on Yahoo than Google.
even though it's not.
I remember I used to only watch it on Tumblr because I was worried that if I looked it up online, my parents could track it through our Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
I always thought that
Sure.
they could see exactly what I was looking at on the
but
Wi-Fi.
Tumblr was hot porn.
So I
Dude,
used
Tumblr had such good
It's
porn.
hot.
So I used Tumblr until I got a new phone, and they put my Tumblr feed on my home screen on my phone.
Yeah, so it would just be images.
It would
Oh.
mix Facebook, Instagram, and Tumblr.
Yeah,
so
so
I'm
you
like,
just had all of a sudden.
No, thank
grandma
you.
titties.
Yeah, and you're like-
and then like some random Instagram I follow, which I guess I didn't have
But I
Instagram
remember
back then.
I downloaded Girls Gone Wild on LimeWire because I was like, I
How
heard
fucked
about.
up was your computer
no,
after?
well, my computer got super fucked
Yeah.
up because I was also downloading music on LimeWire.
Yeah,
Sure.
which no matter anything could fuck
Yeah.
you
But-
up. Yeah,
But I remember viewing it one time because I was like, I gotta be super secretive about this.
But also, like-
but like it started off like normal, like oh tits.
Those
and
videos
then-
are so gross in
but then
general,
But
though.
then it got like so fucking disgusting where it was like, hey, you want to come back to the hotel room? And
Yeah.
like they were like manipulating these.
Yeah,
and I was
no,
just like, and I was like, what the fuck am I watching?
Yeah.
Like I was like, Jesus Christ.
no, the idea of that one where it's like, oh, girls want me to see this, but when it's like, hey, this will give you meaning. Like when it's a man with a
Yeah.
camera saying that to a
dude,
woman,
it
you're
was
like, that's why I've never actually watched
It
them.
started off at the parties, you know, with
Yeah.
just random
It was
flashings.
just the idea of like Mardi Gras.
Yeah,
it's just like, oh, it's just something
But
that
then they would,
if you're
but then
there,
they-
you
Yeah.
want to
they
do
would
that.
Pick people from that and be like, hey, you want to come back and do more?
Yeah, you want to do porn?
Yeah, and, it's just,
Yeah.
and then
and that's a whole
what,
different fucking ball
That's
game.
what it was.
Probably give them $50, and then they
Not
were like,
even, probably.
Yeah.
And it's not even like that their
Dude, it
lives
was
were
like-
necessarily ruined, but they were fucking changed.
Yeah, they were just like, oh, I was
and
used
that was
for
Yes,
that.
yeah.
And that was something you could. It was like a pay per view.
Yeah.
like you could like
That's
buy that.
Bogus.
Yeah. I just remember that.
Jesus
but that was
Christ.
all I knew about because it was just the only advertisement
Yeah.
on normal network because it was on Comedy Central late nights. They did that.
Wow. Being young was a weird fucking...
I'm nervous to have kids.
Yeah, I mean,
especially
also,
with all the technology and shit.
Because we've talked. I don't want our kids to find porn as young as I did. Because I do think it fucked me up for a while.
The problem is like, yeah, you could prevent it all you want, but then the people
they're gonna find
at
it
school.
well, yeah,
it's there.
Who's the worst person
It
they're
is
friends
so
with?
available that like it's not even like it's not difficult.
No.
You know,
You can
Especially,
stumble upon
dude,
it.
you
now
can
it-
stumble
Well,
upon
my
porn.
TikTok people are trying to put porn
porn
on.
is
Yep.
on TikTok
Yep.
right now.
Which
They're
is
trying.
Porn is on
Yeah.
porn
you
is
can
on.
like people are like having sex on live, but just like right here instead of right here.
And if it gets
Well, and also,
if it
like-
gets blocked, they're like, ah, damn, there goes another one of our channels.
I guess we're just gonna have to post on the other one now.
Even on Instagram, there's like borderline porn.
Yeah.
And even Twitter allows porn.
Twitter is full porn.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, Jesus Christ.
Because I know a lot of porn stars that advertise on Twitter because
Yeah.
they're like, I
you're
can
allowed
show
to-
my tits.
Which good for them, but like fuck, I wish they had to go to a shameful.
Yep.
Like,
well, not shameful, private.
Well, no,
I wish it was a more private.
Yeah.
I like that there was some shame in Pornhub when we were kids.
Now it's...
I
now it's-
don't.
You had to enter your birthday. You had to go through a few
Yeah.
you
steps.
had to lie. When you went to the site, you had to be like, are you 18?
Yeah.
I think that should be a thing. But I'm not saying like, I don't think like, you know, like I don't want to say like sex work is like dirty or anything.
No,
It's-
I'm glad as a user I felt shame using it back
Sure.
then because it was
It
something.
made you think a little bit.
It fucking kept me in a little in line.
It made you be like, I shouldn't be doing this.
This isn't something I should do all the
Now,
time.
now, dude, literally, if you don't have a TikTok or an Instagram or a Twitter,
Yeah.
and you just go to the site, not even logged in, someone like
You can see something.
Some of like the most popular videos
You-
that are being promoted by the sites are these fucking pornographic. It's fucking wild.
Every porn site is free now. Like every
Yeah.
single one of them is free now, except for OnlyFans. So it's
But
weird.
even then, they offer free trials.
Well,
Yeah.
it's weird because like you can go and you can get anything you want basically for
Yeah.
free, or if there's something really niche or a really specific person that you want to see, you also have that option.
Well, and also the fact that it's so available. At that such young age when you're developing,
Yeah.
you can get into these weird niches
Yeah.
and like weird fetishes so early on where like once you become a full grown adult,
Wish I wasn't.
Once you become a full grown adult, you're like, I can't get off unless someone pees on my face. Like
Yep.
you become like, you know what I mean? Like
I agree.
it slowly
No, I
develops and
agree.
it's. Dude, I don't even
We-
know what's gonna happen.
We were in high
the
school
future.
before my friends and I were even having sex, and we were like, "Oh my god, I'm so kinky! Like, I love getting like hit. I love being like
you
choked,
weren't
and
even
I
having
wasn't
s-
even
Yeah.
having sex."
Yeah, that's
but it
fucked
was
up.
cool to say that kind of shit. It was
Yeah.
cool to go online
And
and,
that was-
take the kink test to figure out how kinky you were.
and that was back.
I
And
took
that
that,
was,
yeah.
And that was when I was like a sophomore in high school.
And nowadays it's just gonna be.
It's wild.
and now we're getting to like VR, like
VR
crazy
AI
shit.
and shit,
Yeah.
yeah.
That makes me uncomfy because this might be a hot
There's a
take.
good chance
I
we'll-
don't want losers to get that kind of validation because then they're going to go into the real world and they're going to treat women like absolute shit because they're treating VR women like absolute shit and,
And they
getting
love
exactly
it.
what
Well,
they
also,
want.
we brought this up earlier in the
That's a
app
good point.
with the app Replica.
Yeah.
you're able to say and do whatever you want,
they go
this,
with it.
And this AI girl will go with it and say what you want
That
to
is
hear.
so dangerous.
Yeah,
That
then
is so dangerous.
And we're just getting started with that shit.
Because like my big fear with like when we have kids is that I know this will happen one day. I will walk into, or if we have a boy, I'm gonna walk into his room and he's gonna be wearing a headset and jack in it.
Yep.
He won't know I saw it, and I'm just gonna close the door and be like, "Mother,
Back
fucker."
in the day, you would get caught because you're holding like a magazine,
And
or
then
something.
you're like, the blanket's
Yeah.
up.
Yep.
But this guy,
you just
know.
full blown.
Yeah.
and you're just like, oh Jesus.
God, and he
have
doesn't even-
shame. Have shame.
Yeah, dude, they're not gonna. They're not,
Well,
and then you have to bring it up, but then
Or do you?
We've talked about it that like if our kids want to have sex in our house, it's still going to be like you cannot be upstairs with the door shut.
Yeah.
You are going to have to sneak around and work to have sex in this house
We'll
if
make
you
sure
want to.
We'll make sure you have birth control.
Sure.
But
yeah,
you're
it
gonna-
will be safe sex, but you're going to have to work for it.
Yeah.
You're not going to have
It
an
won't
easy
be-
time.
I'm gonna run to the bathroom.
we probably need to wrap this episode up soon. But my brother just graduated high school, and he's the youngest of the family. So back when I was 18 and in high school, I was barely allowed to have people over. And then if I had a girl over, I wasn't allowed to close the door.
Mm-hmm.
He's told me his girlfriend has spent the night.
Yep.
And they're allowed to just close the door. And I'm just like, I'm just like, what? And he's like, yeah, they just don't care. And he's like, yeah, sometimes other people are spending the night too. But I'm like, dude, I couldn't even, what the hell? Like, that's wild to me.
I was
cheers.
only allowed to spend the night on prom. That was the only night I was allowed to spend the night with my
I
boyfriend.
didn't even go. We were at after prom the entire time.
I mean, yeah, we were at after prom until 5 o'clock in the morning. And then we came home and his parents were up and then we just slept until 2 o'clock.
Yeah, but at that point, they're like, oh, they're just super exhausted.
Like, they're just kids, you know?
Yeah,
but
dude,
like,
but I
never.
remember, I remember like, I had a girlfriend when I was in high school and she would come over a few times. And then my brother would always barge in and be like, oh, and all this shit. And then, yeah, he just has this.
When my older sister would have a boy over and they were downstairs, my mom would be like, hey, like, go check on that. Like, go and see what they're doing. And I would like stomp down the stairs to like give her some kind of warning. And I was like, I want that kind of like, and that's fun too. Like when you're in high school, it's fun to get that kind of thrill and like sneak around
too.
But I
think
remember,
it's a part of
I remember
it.
when I was in high school and dating the girl I was dating, is we would sleep in her car sometimes because that was our only time to be able to spend the night together. We would sleep like, because our parents wouldn't, you weren't allowed to. And then I remember one time my mom actually allowed her to stay over. And it was like, okay, she can actually stay over, and because we had been dating for a long time. Yeah, she stayed over, but then my brother barged in, and it looked like she wasn't wearing a shirt.
Sure.
I think she was probably just wearing her bra or something.
Like, something.
But and then he just was going around the neighborhood telling that like she was shirtless, and then my mom heard and got mad, and it's like, it's hot, like you know what I mean?
No,
because we had to.
There was one time me and my high school boyfriend were like very serious, had been together for a year or so. And yeah, like we weren't allowed to spend the night, which is fair. I was in high school.
Yeah, when we have kids in high school, they will not be allowed to spend the night.
So the one
my
time,
brother's girlfriend is.
There was
you missed that part.
There was one time where we were very sneaky, and I told my parents that I was spending the night at Beth's, and he told his parents that he was spending the night at his friend's house. And then we went.
Did you ever do that?
I did
we
that.
got a shitty Motel 8 room, and it smelled like smoke. I was scared for my life, and it was the best night of my life because I was like, I am just having so much fun. I'm safe. I'm on the other side of town, so I feel like I'm not even at home, and I'm just hanging out with my friends.
And you're in a locked. I did that on Valentine's Day. I think I talked about it on the podcast.
Did you camp for that one?
No, well that was for prom, but for Valentine's Day we both lied, and I was like, hey, I'm gonna go hang out with my cousin who lived in Enola.
Yep.
She was gonna stay the night at a friend's house, but we got a hotel room.
Yep.
And we had Valentine's Day in the hotel room, and it was fucking fantastic. It was just, we built a blanket for
I was like, we had sex, but also we just like hung out. We got snacks, we got Hy-Vee Chinese, and we just had the best night of hanging out.
I watched Moulin Rouge for the first time in that hotel room in a blanket fort that we built.
Still haven't seen that.
Yeah,
I have not. I really want to.
I
love the music in it.
Yeah.
Oh, dude,
no, like that's something I hope our kids do.
Me too.
I hope there's one like when they're old enough that they lie to us and they have a good safe night.
But that takes planning, and you're being safe, and you're
as long as it's safe.
I told my mom about that night, and she was like, I kind of thought so
that would have happened.
But she
at
was
some
like,
point.
we knew that you guys were serious and you were being safe. Like they knew I was on birth control,
and also
so they were like,
and also the fact that someone had to pay for a hotel room.
Yeah,
that's
I was like, we forked up like $90 in high school. Like
one night.
I was working for minimum wage as a host.
Yeah,
and literally you have to plan this whole lie, and then
like confirm with your friends to make sure that like they were down to lie for you.
Yeah, especially if like because sometimes parents would call and be like, "Are they there?" And then they would, your friends would be like, "Yeah, they're here."
Yep.
Yeah, dude, it was.
I love it.
But it was such a good memory.
I know. And it's like, don't get me wrong. I would choose this, like having my own house and like sleeping next to you every night. But like the thrill of that, like the fun of kind of sneaking around and doing what you're not supposed to be doing.
It's the young thrill because you know you're not allowed to.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't trade us having sex in our bedroom over in a Hy-Vee parking lot.
A car sex fucking sucks.
In my 1997 Mercury Sable.
But that was the only thing we had available, so we made the most of it. But some of it felt more than it was because we knew we couldn't do it anywhere else.
I mean, it's just a staple in your history.
But also, you're growing up.
Yeah. And like, I hope our kids do experience that kind of shit. Mm-hmm. Like, I hope, as long as they're smart.
Yeah, and as long as they're safe.
I'm hoping that we, and obviously this could not be the case because I don't have kids. I'm hoping that we'll be the kind of parents that like our kids do feel comfortable and safe coming to us to talk about that kind of stuff.
That's the tough part. You got to build that relationship.
Like I had that relationship with my brother. I bought him condoms for the first time because I said
sibling relationship is different than parent relationship.
That's very true.
But also it's not like our siblings knew when we were going through that.
It's so wild. It's so wild because I'm like the older sibling,
and I'm the youngest.
Just learning that like, oh, my brother's having sex now, and like,
It grossed me the fuck out.
He's using the family credit card to buy condoms. So at least he's being safe. Dude, he literally told me, he's like, I can't wait. She's getting the freaking thing in her arm. And I was like, Jesus Christ.
It's good if it's good.
It's good if it's good.
Yeah, I've never had it.
So bad if it's bad.
I've never dated a girl where it went well.
But
like I don't even remember which arm I had it in.
He's telling me this as an 18-year-old that he just graduated high school and like so confident about it. And I'm just like, I feel weird, but also like, at least you're aware that this is a.
On the other side of that, there are girls that have been on birth control since they first started getting their periods. So
just to help control hormones.
Yeah, like my sister got on birth control at 14. She wasn't having sex.
It was just for hormones.
Her periods were so bad that it helped balance things out.
Sure.
So like by the time,
how'd your dad feel about that? Was he weird about it?
I don't know.
Okay,
I don't remember.
That's a weird thing to.
Well, because I told you the story of my sister when she got on birth control. It's because she had cancer. So when she
got on birth control because of it, cancer?
Because her periods, when she was bleeding, it was too much. Like
isn't that crazy?
And I remember
you recently told me that too.
And that's a wild thing to even like have that correlate.
But even there, like where my dad, he felt weird about it.
But also if it.
She was 17 though, so he shouldn't have felt. But like I remember like him feeling weird about that.
She's also his first daughter though.
True,
and it's a tough thing because it's like it's going to help the cancer,
right? Yeah,
but then also it's like.
But like I remember when that was a conversation.
What she at that point I don't think she was sexually active.
I doubt it
because she was dealing with fucking cancer.
Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah,
so it's like that's tough. Mm-hmm. I can't even imagine what it's like to be. It's just weird for me as talking to my younger brother about it.
Sure,
because I just am like I remember when you were 8.
Yeah. When I first told my mom that I wanted to go on birth control, she was really mean to me about it. We're going to skip over that part. What she ended with was, okay, well, I'm going to make you tell the pediatrician that's been seeing you since you were 6 months old that you need birth control.
I kind of like that.
What the fuck?
She was so good. I mean, obviously she's a doctor. She was like, absolutely
she's like,
let's get you on birth control.
Great
but
thing.
I walked in and she was like, what are we here for? And I was like, I'm having sex. She was like, what? And I was like, I had sex and I need to get on the pill. And she was like, okay.
Yeah, she's
and I was
like totally fine
oh
with
my
it.
God, thank you so much.
Just start crying.
See, okay, but the reverse of that, I remember when I was, it was the last time I had a scare with an STD because the girl I was hooking up with, she had chlamydia. It turns out she was just seeing somebody else who had chlamydia, not me.
Gotcha.
So I was like, because I remember she texted me like, hey, you have chlamydia. I'm like, what?
Excuse me?
And then she was like, yeah, you gave it to me. I'm like, all right, that's 2 levels now.
Is chlamydia, you can cure that, right?
Yeah, that's just a
clap.
shot.
Yeah.
No, if everybody stopped having sex and took chlamydia medication, the disease would be gone. The fact is that we just can't all stop having sex.
People are fucking horny, dude.
Yeah, no, but if everyone in the world stopped having sex for 2 weeks,
sign me up.
and
then we'll start a petition.
Already done it.
And then we took chlamydia medicine, the disease would be gone. Why wouldn't, if you can cure it, then yeah.
Damn, Jacob's freaking getting full
Isn't that like,
you could do that with that, gonorrhea, syphilis, everything except for like HPV, AIDS, and hepatitis, and like all that stuff.
But like HIV is pretty much fucking.
Is it HIV gone? It's now AIDS.
It's not curable, but it doesn't kill you.
It doesn't like show up on blood
AIDS?
tests anymore, though. I thought
if
it is so minuscule.
If you're on medicine for long enough,
sure.
Magic Johnson, who is a millionaire who has had HIV since like what the 80s.
He is a famous,
It doesn't show up on his anymore.
Sure,
but he's the most famous HIV person.
But like HIV,
like it's Magic Johnson.
Him, Tommy Lee, Pamela Anderson, Charlie Sheen.
Lee has it?
I think so.
Oh.
I mean, yeah.
He fucked everybody. And Pamela Anderson fucked everybody.
Yeah, that's fair.
No, Motley Crue, they all have it.
But like HIV and AIDS are still like really different, right? They're like the same thing. Like it's a development, but they're still like wildly different.
It's weird that
they both.
Yeah, it's weird that
AIDS attacks your like autoimmune system.
Okay.
Oh, so you can die from it.
Well, no. Yeah. So
that's how Freddie Mercury died, right?
No. So you don't die from it. What it does,
it just weakens you.
It lets other things kill you.
Oh,
because it destroys your immune system.
So you kind of die by
You're kind of like an old person.
It assists.
I've seen commercials though. I think it was for HIV where you can take medicine for that now.
Yeah.
And does that just prevent the?
You can stop the transfer.
You can stop the
really?
transfer.
So I know it's big among the gay community.
I don't think it's 100%, but it at least helps with the potential. I don't know much about it.
Yes, I'm telling. So there is a thing that I know it's big in the gay scene where you can continuously take medicine it's a preventative.
Because I've seen the commercials for it. And I'm like, oh, wow, I didn't even know that. That's
so
awesome.
If you don't have it, it's a preventative.
Why can't they fucking make cures for anything else?
Because it would fuck up the pharmaceutical company.
Yeah, well, also not everything has a cure.
No, I know.
No, but it does.
No, not everything, but cancer has a cure. Cancer has been cured, I think.
But no, cancer is so different in every fucking
I think there have been.
No, I'm on Izzy's side.
No, I'm not saying that it's been cured. I think there have been wild advancements in cancer treatment that have not come to fruition.
No, I think there is an option, especially if it's like a very generic cancer. If it's a specific type of cancer,
all cancer is specific. Well, there's no generic. Just you have cancer.
It's getting
no, but I mean like the most like a common one, like a breast cancer or like a liver cancer.
But like their first move on breast cancer is to cut your fucking titties off.
Yeah, but I think science is developed so much that there is something, but the money in that program, they make so much money from it.
I agree, but also you and I don't know shit about science.
I am just saying, I think there have been.
But from what I do know, I think that the people that. I lost a brother due to cancer, so I'm going to talk about it.
Yes, that doesn't mean, but that doesn't change the fact of what you do know is anything.
But I don't know what I'm saying, but I do think that the fact that science is so smart and technology is so smart, that there is a potential to cure it, but they don't want to cure it because they're making so much money.
I think that's part of it.
I was going to say, I think there have been
advancements.
One too many people who have disappeared that have been studying that kind of thing. That makes me think that maybe there is a little bit of a cover up happening.
I don't know if there's anyone who was studying cancer that's disappeared. There's other factors. There's other like people who are working on shit that do disappear.
I feel like I remember one very distinctly.
But it's wild that people will disappear when they're working on it. Helping society.
Well, I mean, like the most famous one is the guy who was creating a car that was running off of water.
Yeah.
Right.
And he got fucking killed.
Well, I mean, his last words were that they poisoned me, but yes.
Yeah.
They claim he died of something else,
but it was water.
Anyways.
So I'm not saying, I don't know if there's a lot of people who are studying cancer that happened to.
This Izzy's insight.
I'm so sorry.
I also, no surprise, never finished my statement that started half of this.
What was your statement?
So it was about the idea when she talked about it.
It's become like probably the majority of the episode.
Yeah. So
I think we're pushing.
When you're talking about that you had to talk to your pediatric about it. Last time I got tested where the girl was like, yeah, you have gonorrhea. And I got tested. I remember when I went to get my blood work done, it was in a lobby and she was like, hey, you're here for the STD testing, right? I was like, it's fine that I'm among adults and also like, it's just a blood. Like she was
it's a common.
But she was trying to hide it from me.
Yeah,
because she doesn't want to like out you in case you did have an STD.
But also, it was just testing, and also it's in a room full of people I didn't fuck.
It's kind of like a pride thing where it's like, hey, if you're not ready to admit that you drink,
by pride thing, do you mean I don't fucking know what it is?
Professionalism, respect, integrity,
diversity.
And equity?
Economy?
Equality?
Equality.
Okay.
It's equality over equity?
No, I don't know. I think we're wrong on the E. Let me pull it up real quick. It's excellence.
The worst of them. That means nothing.
We come up with better E's than
equality, equity.
I don't even know where I was going with that.
Me neither.
But this has been
Moist Monday.
This has been an Izzy's insight that took a weird turn.
This has been Men on Intoxicants.
I just haven't been here for a while.
Yeah.
I mean,
we had a lot to catch up on.
We need to bring this back.
And Izzy's insights.
I like. Well, also I just like the full episodes.
Yeah.
Where it's like morning radio.
Yeah.
It's like a morning.
I'm your guest star.
I mean, you're just another person. You're one of them.
Oh, I like it because we can team up and bully. Yeah. We can team up. Like people can team up and bully.
Yeah.
It's just fun.
Do we ever team up against Robert?
Yes.
No.
Because he says idiotic shit.
No, but Izzy's usually with me on that.
Not when you say really stupid stuff.
Name one thing.
When we're talking about Harry Potter.
We've never
talked. That's different because Robert just, I guess, doesn't know Harry Potter.
Robert doesn't know a lot of stuff, but he still talks. Like he does. That's when it's important to team up on.
I have to talk.
I know.
I'm a co-host of the podcast.
But also you need to be punished when you talk incorrectly. That's part of
spank me?
That's societal.
All right, Daddy.
Okay.
Freaking it's June, dude. It's Pride Month. Can I call you Poppy for the rest of the month?
I don't know. Is that not more insulting to the gay community that the 1 month it's theirs you call me Poppy?
No, but I've kissed you.
So
are you gay for him?
No.
That's my sisters think I am.
Yeah.
No, I'm very straight.
Sure.
You know, so like,
yeah.
I don't know why it's so
Is that
quiet.
the end of your statement?
I don't know. Make a PowerPoint about it. Try
I'm
and convince
very
yourself.
straight.
I'm very I'm trying to convince it to my sister.
Just start that with your therapist. See what she
Are
does
you
with
though?
it.
Yeah, I am.
I'm not.
I'm like,
I wouldn't
I'm like,
describe
no,
myself as like very
Well,
straight.
I'm like
anyone who does means like that there's something up with them.
No, I like dicks are disgusting.
I'm straight, but girls are really pretty,
Girls are
and I've
fucking
wanted
hot.
to kiss a girl before.
Yeah, girl, like, if I was a woman, I would be into women. You know what I mean? Like, I love women.
Okay.
I love pussy,
But also,
I'm a munch.
But also, one of my favorite, I love baby girl.
Yeah.
You know?
That's true.
You love drag queens.
Yeah, I love drag queens.
Yeah.
So it's Pride Month.
Yeah.
Let's go to some fucking drag shows this month.
Okay. I mean,
There's probably gonna be a ton.
5
Yeah,
a
it's
week.
like there's
Yeah.
a bajillion of them.
Yeah.
Take your pick.
Let's go.
Not even Pride Month. There's like 5 a week in this town.
Yeah.
No, there's way more than 5
Yeah.
a week. Yeah. There's like 2
I
a
was
night.
like, there's like
it's
one
pretty cool.
every night, and then like 2 every Saturday and
There's-
Sunday morning.
There's at least 2 every night because we have 2 giant gay clubs
But
here.
that's pretty cool that Des Moines has
And
such
then
a
Kira.
nice community. Des Moines has a very nice community for
Yeah.
this scene.
We have a very safe community. Like
it's
not
awesome.
even downtown Des Moines, but like the East Village is very gay.
No, the whole I think the whole Des Moines area is just.
I mean,
nice,
most cities are now.
Yeah, it's and it's
Downtown
awesome.
Des Moines is just
Well, even when
aggressive
we were in
sometimes.
Kansas City,
Or
we were like,
Chicago, like both.
I haven't been to. I don't think I've ever been to a gay bar in Chicago.
I mean, where we were was a hub for it. I think just every major city is extremely gay because that's
It's
where they prefer
extremely
to be.
democratic. That's
Yeah.
why
Yeah,
it's
that's-
urban.
And that's awesome. Well, happy Pride Month, everybody. Happy freaking Bud Light Month.
Yeah.
Happy freaking everything month. Happy freaking Moist Monday continuous
Freaking.
month. Cheers,
Email us.
everybody. Yeah. Make sure you follow us on Instagram. And what else do we have? Just Instagram.
I mean, we
TikTok.
have.
You have TikTok.
We have a
We have
TikTok.
TikTok,
Instagram
we
and
have-
TikTok. Make sure you send us an email
Yeah.
at moistmondaypodcast@gmail.com. Make sure you rate us 5 freaking stars on Spotify.
Or if you don't, tell us why.
No, dude, the fact that we still have a 5-star rating
You do?
Yeah.
means people don't know who we are.
So if you're about to give us a lesser rating, can you just email us first and we'll fix whatever it is? Just I want to keep a 5 star as long as
I
we can.
hate you as a person.
no, there's
At that
no
point, just don't rate us. Just leave us alone.
There's no fix. It goes. I don't like the podcast. I'm not going to listen.
Right, yeah. But they give us a
We've been
bad rating.
infiltrated.
Well, the cats are coming in. This has been a longer episode. Shit got freaking crazy. The cat was hungry.
Yep.
We appreciate you guys listening and tuning into the podcast.
Keep
Tune
it
in
moist out there.
Tune in next week where we discuss more shit and drink more Bud Light.
Yeah, remember, we are men on intoxicants.
Storytelling.
What was it? Speaking truth.
No, we
We're not that.
no,
It
we're
needs to be
storytelling.
something other than men so I can be included.
Moist.
Moist
maybe-
members
okay, so that's
on
our-
intoxicants.
That's our homework for next week.
Find a good M word.
Find a good we're almost there. Find a good
Something on intoxicants storytelling.
yeah.
We also need to get more women on
Mutuals on
Sure.
intoxicating storytelling.
the- Yeah. And we'll see.
Because they're moist mutuals
I
listening,
know.
and it's like if you're listening
You're a
at this
mutual.
point, I love you.
Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Dry bones, lazy bones, big bones, dance around in your bones.
I have not been a part of one of these yet, and I'm a little bit nervous.
Get ready. I'm always so excited for these not so fun facts because like we have a segment, like a graphic.
I love the graphic because you did it exactly like the.
And then boom, not. It's like always like, oh, it's a segment. We're having fun, and then Jacob just says the most depressing fucking shit.
Yeah,
in the
so
world.
you'll have to cut all of this out. So it just goes directly into the fact.
Yeah, this will be like the post credit
Yeah.
blooper.
Hey.